take a look. Aha! Rose has been saved. All right.
So, Tony, just to be clear, no ring was recovered in the cave?
Yeah.
The ring was recovered. Yes.
Okay.
I didn't list that one.
Okay.
You're right.
All right. So I'm just making sure that there wasn't some side quest that we were still, I had outstanding there.
No, that's a good call because I was like, oh shit, I didn't even look. Because I looked through the thing and I didn't even think about it. Like it didn't dawn on me until you said something.
Yeah, the obvious thing. I forgot about that.
Yeah, the big thing.
Actually, the more obvious thing is I've gamed with Tony so long that I know that he would do something like that.
I have been known to do that occasionally.
I wouldn't put it past him, so I ask.
Good call. Are we live?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay. All right. Well, welcome back to another session of Wardens of Farvale. Anybody want a free card? Recap the last session for anyone who's paying attention.
I will have 3 after I draw my 1 for my journal, so I will allow somebody else to do it.
I'm happy for you to have 4 cards. Just keep using them.
I burn my cards.
Yeah.
We traveled deep into the swamp, surviving the perils of swamp things and slimy things, and oh gosh, the worst being Leonin getting dirty and wet.
Yeah.
And then we have on top of that undead creatures, and we get to a cave, and there's a blue drow and a not blue drow. Obviously, we know who the blue drow is. The not blue drow is probably the one that resurrected the blue drow, but that remains to be seen. Though I think they're both dead at this point, so it's kind of moot. We killed a bunch of bad guys. We took a lot of damage and almost got wiped. Had a few clutch moves in there by Balner and Amir, and thankfully we still had Grundar and Kellenan still around to help us so that we can, Killian.
Yes. Yeah, somebody went down. I think it was Kellenan went down, just for a second, right?
2 of them, I think, actually.
Both my guys, yeah.
Yeah,
They both
Killian
went
and
down.
Kellen.
Right,
both went down.
At the same time, same round.
Right.
And
Okay,
I was getting ready to just, heal everything. So,
All right. Well, I'll once you get logged in, I'll let you draw a card. And of course, Ryan, for your story, you already grabbed one. Perfect. Okay. So here you guys are in the cave. Assuming once again that you took the time to collect all the treasure that I just told you about.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's like, no, you didn't see any of that stuff. So,
No, we did.
even if we didn't do that, I would take the time to bag up the blue elf's remains, drop them down into the water in the bag full of rocks, and then dump a bunch of rocks on top of the bag so that there's no easy way to get to the corpse and then can't be resurrected, because dead things should stay dead.
Agreed. Here on that.
So you bury her in the 7 foot deep kind of.
Why don't we just burn? Why don't we just burn her remains? Have a Star Wars ceremony.
Because then true resurrection can be used.
Oh, then never mind.
And the thing is, only bury most of her. The rest of it kind of gets scattered throughout the swamp for various creatures to eat.
That's the darkest thing I've ever heard Balner say in my life.
This is the second. This is the second time we've dealt with. Well, here's the reasoning behind it, right? Balner, he started his life as a gravedigger. That was his job. He was not a priest at first. That kind of came because something was preying on the local cemetery that he worked at. So he actually has a severe hatred of undead and people who die and then don't stay dead after trying to kill them. That's a problem. And when they keep bringing other undead with them and causing us all kinds of problem, I'm making sure they're not coming back, because Marika is all about life and, goodness and wholesomeness. And I'm just feeding the swamp creatures. They haven't deserved. They deserve life. There's lots of vegetation there. I'm sure that there can go crops there,
Yeah, that's
You know,
fair.
like rice or.
in death, in the in the dimness of the back of this cave, the female drow elf actually looks somewhat pleasant. I mean, she's very pretty to look at as Balner, loads her into a sack.
Well, I did kind of mostly missed her. So
But yeah, you sink her, you wade out into the water as far as you can, and then you push your body out into it. And you see the air bubbles through the sack as it quickly drops down into the back part. Then you start chucking in boulders up around her.
yeah, I mean, seriously, if I could do flesh to stone on her corpse and then disfigure it, I would, because I'm that angry at this woman.
In the meantime, Mir, you head back to one of the small antechambers, and that's where you find that neatly separated into different boxes are various types of coin. And what you recognize as a long-standing citizen of Hochoch is that it's a mix of Hochoch currency, Kiowish currency, Grand March currency, Starich, Basel, a lot of the surrounding nations. It's their mint, which tells you that they've been pilfering from probably Hochoch. There are various bits of objects of art, and you also believe them to be from within the nearby nations. In fact, the ivory statue you think is most likely a dim forest piece of art, you would guess. But you do find before you sink her, you do recover both the ring from her hand, and clutched in the other hand, even in death, is a wand. And remind me, do you have detect magic, or does anyone have that?
I
I
think
think Balder
can.
does.
Well, you could. Okay, if you have it at all, you can cast it as a ritual, and then you'd
Okay.
be able to do a quick, check through the.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I do. Let me double check here though.
So the group of you guys stay there for an hour, resting, maybe munching on some food, as far away from the rotting undead bodies as you can, while Balner is sweating and tossing stones onto this chick and burying her. I will tell you, Jason, you won't be able to do a short rest during this hour if you're burying her that way.
That's fine.
Okay. Amir, you're taking it easy, and you draw. I assume you draw the attention of your companions to all this loot in this chamber that you're in.
Yeah.
The chamber where where you found Rose in the back had a bed, had some basic effects that would lead you to believe that it was used as a living space, probably by the woman. The room that you're in now, Amir, doesn't it's just used for storage. Like you don't think that both of them stayed here. So everyone else who decides to just kind of take it easy for the hour, you can make a roll. You can roll your hit dice and recover, as much as you want.
I'm gonna be having some chats with Rose.
I bet you will.
I'm gonna be rolling hit dice because I really, really need it.
I bet you do. All right, so yeah, Rose, you
Let me know if Rose needs laying on her hands.
I'm sure.
she seems rather disheveled, and I assume you stay back in the cave while your companions are resting.
Are we resting in the cave, or what do you what do you mean?
Killian is up by the entrance. He pokes his head back in and moves a little deeper into the cave to where you guys are, and he says, "The other drow, I may have winged him, but I don't think I finished him off." He says, "I don't see him anymore out there. The best we could probably do is maybe track him."
Do you guys want to go after him?
Well,
I mean,
feel like
honestly, it's just one guy. He'll probably, if he's going through the
Well-
dim forest, the elves will probably get him,
Will Rose be able to?
especially if he's wounded.
yeah, we have somebody that won't be able to keep up with us right now.
Rose.
Yeah. So I would say,
She polymorphs into a dragon.
Oh, speaking of those who can polymorph, before he leaves, Cathbad, he sits with you for that hour to recover him as well, and he finishes cleaning himself off, apologizes for freaking out and turning into an alligator and then an elemental, and he tells you that he heard the two of them speaking. He knew they were drow, even though he really had difficulty moving or using his eyes or anything while he was constantly incapacitated with, like, he said basically the thing would just lick him or drool all over him.
Sounds like that dog.
Right. But he said that they appeared to be partners. They typically spoke whatever language that the drow speak, but they used words. He says the woman's name, I think, was Gelgula, and the man's name, she often referred to him as
What a hideous name.
Karsima.
Gogula and Karsima. Yeah, what a terrible, terrible name.
what was the name of the wizard in the Smurfs?
Gargamel.
I'm not saying they're related, but they might be. That's awesome.
Scrag looking cat kind of wanders by.
So I guess I'll start talking to Rose if nobody has any objections at the time.
She just wants. She's constantly like, "Can we get out of here? I mean, why are we still here?"
We can walk and talk.
Yeah, we can walk and talk, but I figured we had an hour to talk beforehand during the short
Yeah,
rest.
the whole time she's just antsy being in here. She goes, "Are you sure? Are you sure that you've gotten rid of those awful things? Are you sure they're not coming back?"
Yeah, they're dead.
Okay.
So,
Well, mostly dead.
what did they want you for, Rose?
She says, I don't think they did. She goes, they were constantly asking me questions about you.
Makes sense. So, I don't know if you know what happened, like, when everything went down, but a couple of your servants died. Balner here was
Okay.
able to save a few of them, but I think one or two of them we weren't able to save. But actually, while we have a minute, we could talk about the guest you have upstairs. I'll just kind of smile at her.
She seems a little distracted, and in whatever dim light there is, in the where you're sitting in the cave, she tries to find your face, and she's like, "What are you talking about?" She goes, "You went up to visit my husband?"
Yeah, well, we went to go. Well, I was looking for clues to see if where you had gone, and to see if that could potentially lead me to any information. And we met a fine gentleman. What was insert name here, Tony?
Mr. Breyer.
Mr. Breyer. We met a fine Mr. Breyer gentleman, and yeah, we had a nice chat with him.
She says, "You met him?"
Yes, we met him. Nice fellow. Nice fellow. It took some convincing, but he was actually the one that led us to you. That told us where you were.
she just says, "Really?"
Yes.
Is there anybody else around that talking to her? Or is it just you?
No, I'll just make sure we're kind of like separate from everybody else.
She, she leans in closer and she says, "What did that cost you?"
You don't want to know.
Firstborn child.
Oh,
Well, this is already born.
You mean your child?
You bastard! She,
Also, I also found out about the stuff that had just so coincidentally happened to your husband by the time that the business was starting to fall apart. And he coincidentally became very sick at that time, and you ended up turning things around.
she says it was tragic.
Yeah, coincidences are an interesting thing, aren't they?
She says, "Well, I'm quite thankful you found me." She says, "How is Andre?"
Oh, he's great. We had a great time at a party. We so while you were gone, oh, let me catch you up. While we were gone, um, probably had about going to on purpose exaggerate. I'll roll for it if you want me to, Tony. Probably had about 30 or 40 giants attack the city. We successfully defended them off with the help of the knights and everything. And Andre joined in the celebration afterwards. He's been a good squire so far.
So he comported himself well in the battle against the giants.
Yeah, he was actually up in the castle helping Bethnan set tables. I wasn't gonna put him into harm's way.
She squeezes your hand and says, "Thank you."
That's me, just a nice lead in Farvale here.
She says, "And thank you for coming for me." She goes, I don't know what it cost you, and I'm sure I don't want to."
Yeah, you're welcome. It's just old friends. I did it for an old friend.
She's kind of the whole time she's like I mean, you can see her better than she can see you. The whole time she's kind of like looking at you like searchingly. You definitely can tell. Well, roll an intuition or insight check.
I can do that. Not picking up on anything at all.
she
Typical Anna.
seems rather closed off, rather remote. She says, "So you know what Mr. Breyer is then?"
Oh, obviously, yeah, he's a very interesting gentleman. He, how you say, has me by the balls right now.
I was short and curvy.
Oops.
She
says, "Well, I definitely owe you. So if there's anything that I can do to help, repay that debt, I will."
Don't worry about it. It's the least I could do for an old friend.
Okay.
Plus, what am I gonna do? Like, what would I do if you were gone? Like, I'm staying in your house. Like, how would that look on me? Like, the lady of the house magically disappears as Leonin comes back and like is staying at the house. I mean, how would that look on me? I mean, I got an image. I got an image to uphold.
You actually you think that she's more comfortable with that response than your altruistic one.
Yeah, because that's the real response. Did it for the image, guys. I do it for the image.
Right.
All right. So I think that's all we had to say.
Yeah, she kind of, I wouldn't say she clams up, but she definitely doesn't volunteer much more. But Cathbad, he sits with the group of you as he recovers, and he even, if you guys start breaking out rations, he bums some food from you too. He says he hasn't eaten in a while. And
Cathbad's the druid that lives in the grove in Hochoch, right?
no, he lives outside of Hochoch, but not far, at a place called Bjori's Teeth.
Okay,
Or at least he's
who's the guy in charge of the grove at the tree?
You didn't get a name for that druid.
Okay. Can I ask Cathbad about the acorn?
You're there.
All right, so I'm gonna ask Cathbad. Excuse me, Cathbad. You're a obviously. I'm not gonna say you're a druid, right? How familiar are you with the tree inside of Hochoch?
He yeah, he oops. He says quite actually. He says it's an ancient oak.
It's ancient oak. I've heard that it drops an acorn once every 10 years?
50, I think.
50 years? Okay. What does the acorn do?
He says that tree came from the Feywild. It's not of this world.
So you have no idea what the acorn does.
He says it's
Every 50 years,
creates
it
a
grants
tree.
every 50 years, it grants us a new holy hand grenade of Antioch.
I'd take a holy hand grenade.
Right. And
A holy-
orangutans
a
and
holy-
fruit bats
A
and
holy
breakfast
Marika
cereals.
grenade. I'd
Right.
take a holy Marika grenade.
He says it's a tree. It creates another tree. It's what acorns do.
But nothing malicious or anything like that could potentially used for
He says
harmful
if there was
things.
anything malicious to the city or to the world around the tree, he says the caretaker would have removed the tree, or would have contained that problem.
That's
So
fair.
it's
I just like to double check. And I'll go back to drinking my wine.
This is as you start sipping your wine, he says, "Why do you ask?"
No reason at all. Just curious. I heard some bar talk about the acorn, and I was just curious to see if it had any significance or anything like that.
He says no one in the city really knows anything about that tree.
Would you like me to roll a deception?
Yeah. Bar talk. Interesting people you associate with in these bars.
Yeah, it was Amir and some other guy. You know Amir. He likes to talk about random things.
That actually seems to somewhat satisfy him.
Yeah, some weird thing he'd rather talk about random things than go out with women. I don't know. I don't get it.
So, it's been about an hour. Cathbad excuses himself and he says, "I'm actually going to return to Bjori's Teeth, and if you have any need of me," he says, "if you need my assistance in any way," he says, "you have only to make yourself known at Bjori's Teeth." He says, "I'll find you."
Well, thank you very much.
That goes for all of you.
Thank you very much. We appreciate you. We appreciate you.
And you see he kind of gets up, dusts himself off. As he starts walking toward the entrance, he just sort of his body just sort of blurs and shifts, and the next thing you see is an eagle launching itself out of the cavern entrance.
Cool. So back to Hochoch, guys.
So
After an hour, I'll
it's-
stand up and say back to Hochoch.
Yeah, It's been about an hour. Killian went outside briefly and told the rest of you to just stay inside. Not even a minute after the eagle leaves, he comes back in and he says, "Unless we'd all like to make this our last stand, I suggest we get out of this cave. There are orcs nearby."
Oh yeah, let's go.
Yeah, time to go.
Time to go. I'll do like a Johnny Depp scamper.
So you he looks at the group of you and he says, "Are we just heading straight back to the city?"
I think that's the. Yeah, because I'll kind of look at Rose and be like, yeah.
Yeah. Killian looks at her too and he says, actually he goes over to her, looks at her clothing, and you see he like pulls out a dagger, makes a slit in her dress, and then starts ripping it all the way around for her. She protests initially, and he just gives her like this piercing stare that only a feral sort of looking elf can, which shuts her up immediately, and he
That's
finishes
awesome.
his work. And at the as he's done, basically she's got basically like these bloomers / leggings that she's wearing,
Mm-hmm.
and her dress is now like just barely below her knees, and she just is quiet yet mortified at the same time.
It's like the most traumatic thing that's happened to him.
Right.
That's so great though. That's like so Killian. It's like that's not. He like looks at her. That's not gonna work.
Yep.
That's
It's
awesome.
not your average elf, yeah, that's for sure.
He finishes while you guys just watch him, kind of butcher her dress, and then he kind of springs back up, looks at you, Leon, and he says quietly, he says, "You'd best keep her moving if we all wish to live through this."
Yep.
Another slog. Here we go.
Here we go.
And he sets off, at a pretty tough pace. Honestly, by this point, Amir, you're okay with this. You're like,
enough
yeah,
training.
whatever. Yeah, like I'm used to this, and of course, Balner's, he's a dwarf. I mean, he may not be able to move fast, but he can just keep going. So him and Grundar keep up with no problem.
We dwarves are natural sprinters.
Right. Kellen, I mean, you've been on plenty of forced marches, so it doesn't bother you too much. But Rose, she makes you're with her, probably kind of bringing up the tail, Leonin. At one point,
He's bringing up the tail already.
you see
Don't
she
judge.
kind of she twists her ankle a little bit and she starts to curse, but Killian has basically said no talking. She looks like she's about to curse. She inhales like you think to let out a string of epithets. Do you do anything?
How heavy is she?
Yeah, I'm gonna be like.
All right, make a persuasion roll.
I can do that.
Okay. You quietly remind her of the trouble that surrounds you guys.
Can I cast fly on her?
Yeah. It
You'd
doesn't.
have to make noise, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I had to make noise to do it. Never mind.
It might alert.
How
Yeah,
heavy
your
is she?
position. How what?
Probably
How heavy
not.
is she? We could probably just sling her over Kellen and shoulder.
he wouldn't even have a problem with that.
Or Grundar.
She's limping a little bit, but she's keeping pace.
Well, I was saying the axe might poke her.
What did we do with Grundar's axe, Snaga, anyways?
Yeah, as you're thinking about it, you see that Grundar is carrying a burlap sack that he snagged, somewhere down in the caves.
He snuggled it.
And you think Snaga's in there.
Well, that's good. We didn't want some bad guy to pick
I don't know if
it
you
up.
guys saw my thing in Discord, but I will still be building Grundar a fighting pit because that's what I promised him. So
Um,
I will be making
Leonin,
sure that happens.
probably you've been doing this for about an hour, and you are feeling with the pace that Killian set that I mean you could use a break. I mean, you're like that Rose could, but as you're thinking like maybe I should signal up the line for us to take a break. You're pretty confident you heard like a guttural voice from pretty far behind you, like issuing some sort of like yelling something out. What languages do you speak?
The good ones that I need to know.
Right.
Common, Elven, Celestial, Sylvan, and Old Iridian.
Okay. You don't understand it at all. You think you also hear like some like growling from like animalistic throats.
Does it
Amir,
sound like Orcish?
the growling doesn't.
Okay.
But Amir, you're able to hear it, and you've got some really fine-tuned senses at this point. And you hear a couple of people talking. One of them says, "I found them." And another one says, "This way." And you're thinking they're less than a mile off. It's difficult to tell in the forest, but generally, forest masks noise, so they're probably closer than you think.
So what I'm gonna do is, as soon as I sense that they're behind me, I'm going to hang on one second. I'm gonna burn a 3rd level spell slot,
Okay.
and I'm gonna cast Sending to Armistead,
Okay.
and I'm gonna give him, so I can like roughly say a sentence, right?
Yeah.
25
I think are
words.
25 words. I'm gonna say, need help. We found Rose. Well, excuse me. No, let's say we need help.
You don't even know if he knows who Rose is.
Yeah. That's why I was retracting that. We need help. Send knights. Send available knights to forest and like give him like a rough location to like where to meet, where we could potentially meet up. Like I don't really know like so specifically where we are,
Yeah.
but you know what I'm saying? Kind of like
you know where you entered into the forest and there was
yeah,
like a path there, although it was a little overgrown.
yeah.
Okay.
And I'm gonna
All
say
right.
send knights that way.
Okay. All right. So that you feel a little bit better after that, but not much. What's your marching order? I mean, I already said you're in the rear with Rose. So, and we know Killian's
He
up
can
front.
send something back.
Oh, that's right. He does. It takes a little bit longer than you would have thought, but he says, Lord Leonin, Amstead here. We'll send knights to that location, and we'll pick up your trail if possible.
Thank you. I don't know if I can say thank you or not, but I'll say thank you at the end of mine.
All right. Okay.
I mean the other 3rd level spell slot is major image, so I mean
Yeah. So you got Killian up front. Who's next?
probably Kellenin.
Okay.
I'd be
Grundar.
I'd be somewhere in the middle probably.
I would think Grundar and Balner were kind of in the back with me and Rose.
Okay. Yes, I will protect Rose's delicate feminine sensibilities from Leon's,
Leonin's, yeah.
Grundar is unusually quiet and brooding as he's trudging with this.
Oh, I forgot
Pack
to roll hit
over his
dice for
shoulder.
Grundar.
Yeah, you should probably do that.
Sorry about that.
Would I know if Killian would have heard the orcs too?
he seems rather in tune with nature, but as far forward as he is, and you guys are not especially quiet, you have no idea if he would have noticed.
All right, I'll send a message I'll send a message to him
20,
and cast it.
Okay.
Tell him
43.
orcs behind us about a mile, it seems. Maybe.
Okay. Um, he responds back and he says, "We're gonna have to move faster. Keep up."
Fuck.
Must go faster. Must go faster.
So levitate can't get you to move forward, can it? It's just in the air.
Correct. Like you could tie a rope around somebody and then pull them. I think. I have to look, but it only gives them up and down movement, nothing else.
Okay, so at this point, because I realize that they already kind of on our trail, I will attempt to very quietly strum my mandolin for fly. Very quietly.
Okay. It doesn't come out quietly at all.
I thought I could do it quietly
No.
if I wanted to.
That mandolin has a one. It's cranked to 11.
That's right. It's the Spinal Tap mandolin.
Yeah, it doesn't go. It doesn't go anywhere lower than 11.
You've cast fly. Who do
Okay,
you cast?
myself.
Okay.
And I'm gonna say, Rose, get on, like, I'm gonna have Killian be like, or Kellen and pick up Rose. We gotta go. Like, we gotta book this.
You guys said I was in the front.
Yeah, I'm gonna fly up because you can fly faster than you can run.
I think it
And
has the same speed. It's the same speed regardless.
is it the same speed regardless?
Yeah,
Oh, then
he said
F
that.
fly. Forget it. Never mind. I'm just gonna keep running.
Okay.
I thought
Alright.
fly was faster than running.
I will need all of you to make an athletics test, please.
If I cast fly, can I get rid of the athletics test?
Here we go with my -1.
Yeah, this is gonna suck. I'm gonna actually just use a card.
Athletics or acrobatics?
Oh, wait, no, I may already rolled an 8. This
It's,
would be
it's
weird.
athletics. Yeah, nice, Bellner. Okay. All right. All right. Did you say you were using a card to roll twice? Okay, I got it. I see it. All right. A second.
No. I didn't take the card. That was Grundar's 26.
Oh, I see it now.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, I was just gonna take my 9. Just gonna take it like a champ.
The
All
first
right.
one I did for Killian, I don't know if he got any bonuses for his favorite terrain or whatever, but
He's good.
okay.
Yeah, don't worry about Killian unless I, say it's combat, take him over again. Yeah, so you know what? Rose actually, she kind of bundles up, the front of her dress and she runs for all she's worth with you guys. You guys aren't really being quiet at this point. And you hear behind you what sounds like snarling barks and like deep-throated animalistic growls crashing through the brush. And you spare any glances backward, Leonin?
Yeah, I'm gonna just kind of. I'm gonna take a second and I'm gonna look backwards.
In the dim forest light, you God. In the dim forest light, you catch glimpses of massive furred beasts moving through the forest. They look like they're sort of shadowing you guys on either side, but further back, probably, maybe 150 feet or more, which means they're really just big furry shapes in the dark forest behind you, really beyond the range of your ability to really see well in the dark. But from your position in the rear with Rose, and she's breathing as hard as you are, you realize you're not going to reach the edge of the forest before these things close in on you.
So what I'm gonna do is, as soon as I see that, I'm going to. I'll use my second third level spell slot. And I'm gonna cast Major Image. And I'm gonna make it seem like a maybe a giant. I'll just stick with a giant, maybe, yeah.
I mean, you know what a frost giant looks like.
Yeah, I'm gonna make a frost giant again. But I'm gonna have it appear in front of us. And then slowly, so like here's us, here's walking. I'm gonna have the frost giant appear here, and then I'm gonna have it walk like this, kind of past us, towards the wolves. So that way the wolves, I mean, wolves aren't that intelligent, to be honest with you, but I'm gonna have so it looks like, so they don't see it like just randomly spawn, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know. Wolves are pretty intelligent. So, in terms of
They can
beasts.
smell pretty good too.
You remember,
Yeah.
But
remember
major
what
image,
this
major
thing-
image produces smell, likeness, look,
Smells.
everything.
yeah. So you guys, you don't even have time to tell your friends what you're doing. When you guys, Killian, he like throws himself sideways into the brush, and he's like, "Get down!" As all of a sudden, from around the bole of this tree, this giant hand kind of, and then you just see this massive, white bearded, bluish faced giant, sort of get
Mr.
up,
Drow! Oh,
right, and you hear the of his footfalls as he comes forward. I mean, it's quite it's quite reminiscent of what you went through.
Can he
And,
roll a perception check to see before he like dodges to the side to see, because he's heard me cast major image before, because it requires a semantic component, I think. Can he roll a perception or something to see if he like recognizes?
There was no time.
Okay, I'm
Yeah,
just wanting to give him a second. Just
So
try.
yeah, he dodges in, and you guys see this thing. It appears to not be paying any attention to you, and it's just walking past you, kind of headed behind you.
Just keep running.
Kellen, what do you do?
I think he'd attack the fucking.
No, I'm
giant.
literally saying just keep running.
Like he'd run up to the giant and attack it, probably.
All right.
No, I'm
He's way
saying
ahead of
just
you.
keep running.
I don't know what.
Yeah, this thing, it's like it's looking past you. Its head's among the branches. It's kind of moving them off. It looks like it's kind of moving them off to the side, or it's kind of ducking, in and around, branches from among these very large trees in the dim forest. And let's see.
Just keep running.
Right.
come on, Dory.
Okay. All right. You attack it. You swing your sword, go to shield bash it, and you actually make a dex saving throw.
Up.
Oh, let me
Yeah.
pop major image.
You stumble, trip, roll, and go right through it. And you realize as you come back up, head kind of reeling and spinning around, you see it. I mean, it's the backside of this thing, and you're like, I didn't go between its legs. I went through its leg somehow. In that moment, you realize that it's not real. Although
Right,
it smells real, sounds real. Like you even feel like the quaking of the ground as it walks. Like,
Right.
it takes you a moment to realize, no, I just heard the sound of it, but I didn't feel the pressure of it. It's definitely not real.
Kellenen was there when Leonin did this with the fire giant version when we were chasing down the actual frost giant. But yeah, I wanted to play it like he's in the front with Killian, and Killian jumped out of the way.
Yeah,
and
Killian.
no warning.
Yeah, Killian pops. He rolls back out of the brush, arrow out. He's ready to fire on it. Do you say anything to him, Kellinen?
I'm just gonna wave like, forget that thing, and keep trucking.
Keep running.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. He kind of his eyes kind of glaze over. He looks confused, but he's like, fine. He throws the arrow back in and he turns around and he keeps running. Although he keeps sparing glances back over his shoulder and he looks confused as hell. The rest of you, you probably have enough time to realize and hear Leon, and you let it run past you. This thing seems to elicit a lot of orcish yelling, and you hear more growling from behind you. What do you, as you look back over your shoulder, do you want to direct it to do anything else, or do you just kind of keep having it walk in a straight line, or what do you do?
I'm gonna have it. Can I look over my shoulder and kind of see roughly how far away they are?
Yeah, I mean, you saw them. Like I said, they were probably over 100 feet back in the trees. But your vision just it really starts to get pretty weak beyond that 60 feet,
Yeah.
even in the dim light of the dim forest.
So what I'd like to do is I'd kind of like it to kind of start walking behind us a little bit, and then just kind of take like a ready stance with like a club, and be like ready to fight these things. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. All right.
Probably as we're running this way and it's walking this way, maybe another like 30 feet, and then like just stand there like ready and let out like a really loud. Do I have to understand giant to like have it
No,
speak?
but I mean, you remember what the horn sounded like.
Yeah, and then let out like a really big like kind of thing.
Dude, what if his giant blows his imaginary horn and real giants fucking come? That should happen.
Shit!
Can we do this like 5 armies? Like
Battle of the 5 Armies, Hobbit style.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So do you have him just kind of take a ready stance and stop, and do you leave him there?
Yeah, no, he'll stop, and he'll like have his club ready, and he'll be like, "Ooh," kind of thing, like as in let's
Okay.
like obviously
Yeah, you're
visibly ready
you're,
to fight these orcs.
You're still moving. A couple rounds later, you're well over 120 feet away. The only reason you can see him even in the dimness is because he's so big. Do you leave him there and just try to kind of hold it, or do you have him follow you? What are you doing?
Yeah, so I will actually once we get to roughly that 120 feet. I don't know if they've attacked it yet. Can I kind of tell at all at this point, or
You don't hear the sounds of battle behind you.
okay? Then I will have it, because 120 feet is the range of my thing. I'll kind of have it start running behind us.
Okay. All right.
Hopefully that buys us some time.
Um,
I'm trying, guys.
Leonin, you perhaps because of the trying to maintain the concentration on this thing and run, you find that you're losing steam. And Amir, you are too. Probably just the earlier part of the day, just all the stuff you've had to go through. But you keep seeing Killian slipping further and further into the distance ahead of you. Kellenen's keeping up. Balner starts passing you by. I don't know, Balner. I mean, do you slow down to keep pace with the the soft bodies?
Yeah, I mean, if I have to try and pick what's her name up to faster.
Yeah, make another athletics check.
I fall and
You try to pick her up, and yeah, you end up falling down with her. At which point, Killian looks back. You hear him curse to himself, and uh, Kellinan, you see he doesn't go back, but he stops and he pulls his bow out and he actually plants like 3 arrows in front of him, and he's just like looking around.
All right, can
Do you
I?
run past him, or do you go back, or what do you do?
No, I'm gonna look and see what's going on, and if I see him on the ground, I want to go help him.
Yeah,
If I have to, I'll sprint and like use an action surge to get back there
Okay.
and.
You yeah, you don't need to go that far, but you go running back there. You see that Balner has tried to pick her up. Both of them fell over. He's panting hard now at this point. Like, kind of, he lost his wind or whatever. And, she's trying to pick herself back up. You're sweating hard, Leonin, just trying to maintain concentration. And this thing is kind of like slowing its pace. Probably, I assume you're trying to have it keep pace with you, but not get too close. And
Yeah.
so this illusion of this giant is up behind you. It stops, turns around again, and you hear still, off in the brush, the sound of brush moving, yipping and snarling, and more orcish voices. Amir, you're able to make out over the sound of the blood, pounding in your ears. Someone says, Orchoch, they're over there.
Oh, fuck.
Uh,
So now we know they're really close, right? at
Yeah,
this
like
point?
within 200 feet for sure.
Fuck. All right. And by the way, if nobody remembers, I think Orguk is the name of
The
like
chief.
the orc chieftain that is around these parts. So, damn. All right. Well,
You have you actually still have a horn that was supposed to be, a gift to him.
From
Yeah,
like
I
the
do.
first adventure where we
from the from all
very
the
first orcs that we
session.
sniped. Yeah,
Yeah.
cool. I love how things come from
I
way
knew
back.
I
Grundar,
recognized the name.
Grundar kind of snaps out of it at this point, and
Yeah, he knows what.
he grabs you by the shoulder, probably Balner, and he says, Did he say Orguk? Of course, Balner, do you speak Orcish?
I don't speak Orcish, but I have a fairly high perception. If it's a word that I'd heard, I would.
Yeah, you heard that.
I do have a question. I didn't ever, Tony. I didn't ever. I was looking at my languages. I never picked a third language. I've got Common, Old Iridian. What would be a thing like where he came from, the marshes or whatever, that he would speak? Gillen and Wood.
I mean, you could either be like Elvish, Dwarvish, Gnome, Halfling, or any humanoid language. Might have been something you would have picked up, especially if you, let's say joined a military unit for a period of time. You might have learned Goblin or Orc. I mean, if you wanted it to be Orc, I'd be all right with it.
Okay, I'll put Orc down.
Okay.
All right.
I'll just kind of get ready to stand my ground. I'll pull out the Wand of Wonder in one hand and the Wand of the War Mage in the other. Here we
All right.
go.
So do you guys just kind of like set a stand there on this little game trail?
I think we should
I mean-
go and try and find some kind of, at least if we can find some kind of terrain that's more advantageous to us, if it's possible. But I don't know. Anyways,
Okay, you hear Amir, you especially, you hear Killian further ahead of you, although now you're kind of facing to the rear. I guess he'd be behind you, and here he's like, "We gotta go! Come on! We're gonna die here.
Well, if we think we can still skedaddle, like I mean, is there a
Yeah.
chance that we would
think
still be able to run?
Killinan, as soon as he was getting back there to Rose, was gonna try and take her from Balner and try and get everybody to keep going. And it's only if they don't come that he's gonna
So
stop and make
do
a
you
thing.
do you just holler up on your shoulder?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
By the
Well,
time by the time that you get her up on your shoulders and you're getting ready to go, Leonin, you can't hold it any longer. You're just feeling your willpower, just sort of falters, and it just sort of wavers, and it did its job for a while. It kept the orcs from getting any closer, perhaps, but as soon as it starts to flicker and die, you hear a roar from out somewhere in the darkness of the tree line, and you hear in a thickly accented common, uh, tricks! I will kill you all myself.
So,
And,
how close are we roughly to the tree line at this point?
Well, you're okay. You're the edge of your vision. You're in the trees. So you're thinking it's probably 100 feet or so away
From the tree,
from
the field.
from where you are in the tree,
Okay.
among the trees.
it's time to beat a fighting retreat, in my opinion.
Yeah, so I'm out of tricks, guys. I'm out of tricks. I'm just gonna have to. At this point, when he says that, I am gonna cast fly.
You cast fly on yourself.
Yeah, at this point when he says that, I will cast fly. There's
Can
no
you do it?
there's no guessing where we are anymore.
You see a dozen thickly muscled orcs on the backs of wargs
Nice.
step out into your field of view. Right in the middle of them is a particularly large, fearsome-looking orc. He's wearing almost nothing. He's just got like skins on, and he's got a long, wicked-looking spear that he has planted in the ground next to his warg. Its jaws are just like dripping saliva, and its teeth are bared. All of them look like they're just, all it's going to take is 1 second for them to spring those wargs into action against you guys.
Roughly how far away can I tell that they are?
They've moved up to about 60 feet away from you.
Jeez. Even with the giant
They
at 100 and roughly 100 feet.
The giant just winked out. He's gone.
So in that time, they've closed 40 feet on us.
They stop about that far, about 60 feet out. And at this point, Grundar moves out ahead of you guys. And he says, Orguk, you know me. And he says it in Orcish. At this point, this seems to draw some attention from the other orcs.
Oh God, we're all gonna die.
Yeah.
That's Rundar the diplomat.
Right? And one of them, let's see, who else speaks Orcish? I think you do, Amir, right?
I think it's just me.
Yeah, you and
Oh,
Kellen.
Kellen.
Oh, me and Kellen. Yeah.
You hear one of the other orcs look over to this big guy that you assume it must be Orguk, and he says, it's the whelp. And the Orguk, he just sort of takes it in. He doesn't even look anywhere else. He's just staring right at you guys, maybe directly at Grundar. And he says, are they with you? And at this point, unfortunately, Leonin and Balner, you have no idea what's going on, right? They're talking. But the other two of you can understand. And Grundar says, these are my people now. And Orguk says, would you die for them? Grundar bares his teeth. He goes, of course. He says, you don't need to kill them. Orguk looks at him and he goes, you're in my forest now. This is my land. I say who lives and dies. And he starts to inch his wolf forward. And
I was gonna
Were you
see if
gonna
I
say
can.
something?
I was gonna see if I can make an action.
Leonin wants to make an action.
Yeah, I want to cast invisibility on Rose.
Okay. Okay. You know what? That's fine. How do you do it? Is that with the mandolin?
Mandolin, yeah.
Okay. You start to strum on the mandolin, and you finish that, and she winks out into invisibility. Probably nobody else is paying attention. Everybody's really focused on, Grundar and this big, huge, in fact, orc.
I'm gonna say find a spot to hide.
She doesn't even respond.
Actually, no. I'm gonna say keep running. Keep running for the knights.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna
She
tell her to
doesn't-
keep running.
You hear the sound of her feet in the brush going like crazy. Grundar says, as this guy is inching his way forward, he says, Orguk, he says, you owe me. Make a persuasion test for him on his character sheet.
Oh gosh.
He will have advantage on this roll.
Hopefully he has a card.
No, he
He's
doesn't.
an NPC. He doesn't have any. He doesn't get any.
Sure.
Can I
Anybody
use-
else? Anybody
give
else
him my
can
card?
throw.
I'm
Anybody
giving
can
him my
throw.
card.
Yeah. Anybody. If you've got a crowns card,
Hang on, let me check.
if anybody wants to throw a crowns card, he will automatically succeed.
I got a
There you
crown
go.
card. Okay, you got it.
I
Okay.
do. Boom.
So this could go really south really quickly. I don't really want to leave this. Leonan's just gonna allow them to say that this was his forest for a little bit. So is this forest in Farvale?
It's definitely
The
somewhere around the
Sylvan.
border.
Okay.
It's the Sylvan Elves Forest.
Yeah, yeah. I understand that.
Listen to Nate. Still, he can't help himself. Still playing Killian.
can't.
Yeah, no, I understand
Hey.
that. And Leonin recognizes that.
He's the original. It's the original warden. Only him and Amir are left.
Yeah. Oh God, it is like me and him. Wow.
Didn't
Wow.
yeah, what's her face died, didn't she?
So technically, this is my second playthrough for this, so I was here.
Didn't Lana die? Lana died in the battle with the giants.
Did she
I
die?
think it's
I'm
the
pretty
second
sure
time
she
I've
did.
played-
I don't think she did.
This is the second time I've played a dwarf in this campaign.
Oh really?
I think
Only the
she.
first one was a monk, I think.
All right.
You got a halfling monk in a different campaign.
Yeah, that was the other one.
So this large Orguk riding the back of a warg, he he's strong enough to keep his warg from. I mean, the rest of the wargs are they're kind of pacing side to side, and they can't sit still. He's so strong. His warg, it even acts like it's going to do something, and he just moves in a particular way, and it just completely comes under control. But he moves it forward, to within maybe 50 feet of Grundar. And Grundar shouts out again. He says, "You owe me! I saved your son!" He goes, "You haven't forgotten, have you?" Orguk says, "I haven't. I will let you go here and now." He says, "I will give you 1 hour. That's as much time as I will give you. And then I will come again."
Lean in immediately.
Oh.
Johnny Depp scampers he's like, okay, time to go.
Well, I mean, that's a respectable refractory period.
Right. It's a fair cop. All right, and Grundar, he looks at you guys. He looks at the orcs, and make an insight check if you want.
I always want to make an insight check.
Who can make an
Definitely
insight
want
check?
to make one when
Nope, that's the natural.
Leonin,
one.
you're too busy scampering.
I'm too busy running. I'm like, okay, time to go.
Yeah, Amir, and Kellen, and you kind of understand this to some degree because you've spent a lot of time among other warriors and fighters. You see, there's a look on Grundar's face, as you guys start to beat feet out of there, and you think that he's somewhat wistful. Maybe part of him wanted to go with the orcs instead. You're not sure. But as he brings up the rear behind you guys now, he actually does. He's like, you guys go ahead. He goes, I'll bring him through. And as you guys look back, Amir and Kellenen and Balner, you see a look, his look of wistfulness sort of changes to one of determination. And he just head down. He just keeps charging after you guys as you guys get out of there. You get to the edge of the forest, the tree line, and the knights are already probably 50 yards into the forest. Kind of along a path, and they're almost like a sheltering tunnel as you guys are just booking through there. Unfortunately, the invisibility doesn't last, but it doesn't really need to.
Yeah, it
you
didn't
see
need to.
eventually,
It was just for her to get out.
Yeah, as you guys get not into Hochoch proper, but within about 2 miles of the city. You're on the far side of the real stream, and you see, I don't even remember what his name was, but that captain under Sir Horace Umsteed, he catches up with you guys as you guys break the edge of the forest. And they kind of set up a defensive perimeter around you. And you hear from within the forest a whole lot of howling of many wolves, but not regular wolves.
I cast Fireball.
Sure you do.
Don't worry, I'll learn it. I've been so on my Sunday group, I've been using that spell like it's going out of style with my sorcerer. And it's
Captain looks at
not even funny.
Captain looks at you, Leon, and he says, "My lord," he says, "was there anyone left behind?"
I'll make sure Grundar's behind me.
Yeah, he's
Only
there.
your dignity.
You know what? God damn, that's worth a card right there. Oh, you've already got 3.
Yeah, he's already got 3.
How about I just get inspiration?
Just regular and
So I get the extra D6 instead.
You see him look back into the forest, the captain. He shakes his head. He goes, "We don't dare go in." He says, they move far too quickly for us. They'll just pick us off around the edges. Grundar, you see, is just kind of standing kind of at the mouth of the entrance into the forest. And as the wargs, somewhere in there set out howling, he starts howling too. Which
I'll
point the captain kind of looks at you, Leonin, like,
I'll just kind of say we'll have to deal with this problem eventually, but right now it's we don't have enough. Right now we need to focus on Hochoch.
Amir, you see a
Although
little
is that
ways
the way
off.
we have to go to the mine?
Oh, you got a long trip.
Yeah, I know that.
Oh no. No, that takes you
No,
west.
Okay,
This
okay.
is the people we have to deal with that are bothering
The
sawmills.
yeah.
So, Amir, you notice off to the side, killing. I mean, by the way, by the time you break the tree cover, it's probably maybe a half an hour after dusk. You guys are tired. Killian, he's down and he looks like he's examining, prints on the ground, a little ways away.
He died again.
All right, I'll go join him.
He says that other drow elf passed this way as well.
What direction?
He follows him for a bit, looks around. You see his vision kind of climbs, and he points toward a collection of maybe 7 or 8 buildings around one of the sawmills.
Around one of the sawmills. Well, let's take the knights and let's go fuck them up.
I think we kind of need a long rest so that we can get up.
I mean, we're all healed up.
And we don't have our spells refreshed.
Well, I mean, my 3rd level spells are kind of like.
I'm getting low on even first level spells.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
The captain gets the knights out of but sets up kind of like roving small cavalry units that start to kind of run up and down the forest edge. So they captain excuses himself. He's like, we got to make sure that they don't come out and do any damage tonight.
Good man, thank you. Oh, one thing. Talk to Killian. There was one drow that we had to deal with that got away. Talk to Killian. He can give you an accurate description. He wounded him on the way, but I don't necessarily know where he's gone. He might have come towards the city. I don't know if you guys want to.
Who are you talking to?
Talk to the captain.
Oh, he's already.
Oh well, I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna say that like after, like before he.
He's already taken off because of the immediate threat of the.
That's
the
okay,
wardens.
Tony. That's all right.
So as we run, I drop bits of the elf. Barry.
You've
Took
been.
a life, right?
God. What do you got? Like a big bloody bag that you carry with like bits and pieces of her?
Yeah, pretty much.
It's like a homicidal Johnny Appleseed.
Jeez.
All right. So anyway, yeah, Killian, he tells you, Mary says, looks like he headed there. I don't know if you guys want to pursue that any further. He says, probably a half an hour ago, I refound his trail, mainly because he's been using the same game trail as us. He says, before he was leaving little droplets of blood, his wound, he must have bound it, because, he's not bleeding anymore.
I'll ask.
He goes, but I think you're right ahead of him, or he's right ahead of you.
What, like in the crowd?
So we might run into him, regardless of it. What other things we do, if we're going that direction anyway. But
We just go kill him now. It's just one guy.
there's one guy that can do tons of damage.
That's fine. We can head back. Rose is, I don't know. Is Rose? Where is Rose?
Rose just kept going. You,
Alright.
she's ahead of you, probably headed down somewhere toward the ferry, and you guys
And the drow elf has her.
are. Come on, you're right about there.
So if Leonin would be able to set up these roving patrols like they're doing now, but more frequently, would that allay the concerns of the workers of the
sawmill
sawmill?
people.
Or, I mean, what was their specific concern? It was
This.
orc raiders.
Orcs being seen in the woods, riding
Right.
giant wolves.
Yeah, that over there that's happening right now. That's
Okay.
what they're worried about. Right. You just kind of ran. So I don't blame you,
Mhm.
by the way.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
it-
we needed to.
We just got to fight with a nasty pair of drow.
So
The only other thing I could have thought of would be to subtle cast haste on Grundar and tell him to one-on-one fight to be the chief with Orgut.
After I cast my major image, I had the thought of I should have like created like a gigantic rock or a gigantic like boulder or something like that, and then we could have all just hid in it. But
inside of it, yeah, that wouldn't have
Yeah.
been a bad idea either.
Except for the wolves probably would have smelled us, but
no, it literally smells like a rock.
and I think the technical
What does a rock
term,
smell like?
I don't
I
know.
think the technical term is Garignac.
So Killian points out a trail that leads from generally where you guys are coming out of that clearing toward that collection of buildings where the sawmill is. Now it's in the evening. You don't really hear the commotion of the sawmill. You've been close enough to it before to hear it. It's more generally quiet at this point. You see a few lantern lights in the street, or kind of a rough road they have, and some of the buildings have like torchlight or lantern light from within windows, but otherwise it's fairly dark. And you don't see any people out running around.
I'm gonna ask Killian if he wants to go check it out.
Killian, he's like,
Mhm.
I've got his tracks. He goes, I can take you right to wherever he's headed. He goes, we could be walking into an ambush. He goes, it's up to you guys.
Let's take
I mean, and I don't think we don't think we have an ambush
Take-
waiting for us.
Killian, Callanan, and Grundar. And go smash this little drow's head in.
I'll go too.
Yeah,
This
lean
guy's
into.
this guy's threatening my city. I gotta go.
Well,
We're gonna go kill the drow. Oh yeah, I'll go.
if we're gonna
Off
do it,
to
let's
kill
go
the
look-
drow.
So you guys resolved to go after him.
Yes.
carefully.
Carefully.
All right.
Sneakily.
Killian, he guides you right into a group of buildings, up to a particularly large building, right up along the real stream. And second,
I didn't like Tony's like little smirk
What?
whenever we said we were going after him.
you're doing it. If you do it, you get a whooping. All
Doing
right.
it.
All right. So that's where you guys are. You're in between a couple buildings, and there's kind of a well-worn path leading up to a trail right up to this door.
That door.
Killian
A
gets
window?
close enough. That's a window. You can kind of see in. It's dark in there, but you're able to see in through that window. It looks like a slatboard floor. Looks like there might be a table and chairs inside. You can see a window on the far side. Or no, I guess you can't. You can see a door on the far side. So it looks like there's a door on the other side of the room as well.
I'm going to cast something real quick.
Since we're on the tactical map, you can take control of Killian again if you wanna do that.
All right.
Balner, you're not at full health, are you?
Heck no. I'm
All
at
right.
like half.
I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds
Did
on
you-
Balner.
Well, hang on. Did you use any of your hit dice? Oh, you couldn't. You couldn't. You
I
didn't get a.
couldn't. I was
Yeah.
dealing with the blue meanie.
I'm gonna use
You
my.
believe you have effectively scrambled anyone's ability to bring her back this time.
Good.
Balner, you gain 12, 18 hit points back.
I think that actually takes me back almost to, well, it takes me back to full.
Did you
All
blow a cure?
Yeah, I blew my Cure Wounds.
Okay.
I'm going to.
Because it's a touch spell, so I figured, man, I don't touch anybody in combat, so I figured I might as well just do it now.
Before we get into combat, I wanted to. I had 3 sorcery points. I want to convert those to a 2nd level spell slot. And
Is that what you told me you did earlier?
well, earlier I had 5, and I converted it to a 3rd level.
Got it. Okay.
But I really don't want to have to go back to the 2nd level slot, and waste all of my sorcery points. But I want to, before we go in, I want to cast Detect Thoughts, because the sucker's probably invisible. And I want and it's a 30-foot range.
As Amir shares that with me, I'm gonna do the same thing.
Oh, you have that too?
Yep.
Oh, then you do it. I'm not gonna waste a spell slot for that. If you got it.
Wait, no, I don't have Detect Thoughts. I'm sorry. My bad. I thought I did.
Here's what I'm gonna do.
I had Detect Thoughts on my Sorcerer, and I played my Sorcerer yesterday, so.
I'm just
Mistakes were made.
gonna drop that out there just so that I know what your range is. How about that?
Okay.
You can see that, right?
And it only lasts a minute, so yeah. It only lasts a minute, so we gotta move.
All right.
As soon
Yeah.
as I
So
cast
let's.
it, we can
Well,
quit.
you know what? Good call. Let's go ahead and get to an initiative phase then. Hang on. All right. Now you can roll for init.
Do we want to use stealth? Or
Oh,
attempt to?
Amir's still tired from the run.
Landon's like, let's do this.
Leader's like, I'm gonna wait behind you guys.
It's exactly what's gonna happen. Balder, you know me so well. I'm gonna hold my action
right.
until somebody else does something important.
All right. I see Killian got his in. I got Brundar. So everybody rolled init, right? We're good there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. Give me a second. See where we are. All right, Landon. Okay, so you go up to the window and take a peek in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Yeah, from where you are able to see what looks like whoops. It's not what I
A
want.
windmill. It's a trap. I've experience with,
Oh,
and windmills.
yes! I'm gonna do this. I just
Hang on.
thought of this.
Hang on. So there, right here is the door. Okay, there's a door here.
Okay.
Landon looking in through the window. Over here is another door. Okay.
Okay.
There is another door right here. Okay.
Okay.
And I think that's all you can really see. There's tables and chairs. That's what you're able to see inside of there.
Tony, you're gonna be so mad.
What are you doing?
Oh, sorry. It's asking me what level I want to cast it.
Oh, okay. You're at 5th level.
No, that was first level.
Well, no, I mean it's a cantrip, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It's
Right, but you are at 5th level, so you get that thing.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Okay. All right. So it's a bonus action. And what do you say?
I'm gonna say, we found you. Come out and fight us, you
All right.
coward.
All right. Are you
Or are
trying
you gonna
to?
stab us in the back some more?
Are you trying to intimidate him, or
I'm trying to challenge him to get him to come out.
Okay. All right. You roar it out. I mean, you're rather shocked by this, everybody. I mean, Leonin just sort of, he vocally just gets way louder than he's ever been. You see dogs bark in the neighborhood. Everybody, you see.
We spread your sister's body parts throughout the swamp.
Yes.
Yeah,
see
I forgot about that.
lanterns-
Yeah, we spread your girlfriend's body parts throughout the swamp.
Well, lanterns flare up around the neighborhood. Dogs bark. I mean, it seems like you've definitely gotten everybody's attention. All right, that was a bonus action. What else do you do?
So can I break this?
Break the window?
No. At 5th level, it says I can give an allied creature within 5 feet.
An allied creature to the enemy. So you haven't really you don't know who you're targeting. So that piece wouldn't work.
Okay. And then I will. Let's see. I think that's actually probably it. I'm gonna hold my action to see if anything comes to the door.
Okay. So you have weapons ready,
Stay.
and that's it.
Yep.
An ally of the enemy?
No.
Yeah, I don't know.
One of
that's what
his
I heard.
allies
No, it's
adjacent
like
to the enemy.
yeah. Let's say we are already in combat with the guy,
Oh, within
and then
5
he
feet of the
used it.
targeted creature. Got it.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Un momento.
So, like, if there was a friendly rat hiding out next to the drow, we could tell the rat,
Yeah, give it
the
advantage.
buff to the rat,
Sure.
as long as the rat was on our side.
Okay, Kellenan, you're up.
But what it really does is
Alright.
it just gives me. Oh, never mind.
Cullinan is well, he feels inspired anyways. He's gonna come in here. So 10 feet to here, and then there's the door and just a small room here.
Whoops. A second. So where'd you go? Are you underneath Leonan's character? So are you going to the door? The door's right here. You stand at the window.
Oh,
That's
that was the door.
That's the door. He's
Oh,
looking in through a
okay.
window. That's how he's able to see inside.
He's yelling through the window.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing.
Come on out, you!
Yeah, Kellenan's gonna punctuate that challenge by kicking in the door.
All right, you kick the door in. Brilliant. All right, make an athletics test.
And knock the drow over as it runs face first into the.
Nice. Okay. All right. You do. Boom. You what's interesting to you is you kick it in and it slams wide open. Like it just like man, I didn't think I was that strong. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw. It's what's the deal with your shield thing, right? Like if you see it's coming, is that how it works?
No, I can just use my reaction to if it's like if I pass the dexterity saving throw instead of taking half, I don't take it.
Well, there's another thing as Shield Master that you add for some saves, like you add your the bonus from your shield. So if you had a +1 shield, your bonus would be 3.
I think that's true. Yeah.
Which I don't think it would help in this situation, but
Yeah, I rolled crappy, but here's Shield Master.
Yeah. Oh my God. You rolled two natural ones.
I think you rolled 2 nat
That's-
2s.
Twos.
Oh yeah.
still.
Okay.
Still shitty.
Yeah, that's not going to help you. Okay. All right then.
I mean, to be fair, he didn't go in the door yet.
It didn't need to. Okay. So
Just
you
trying.
kick the door
Yeah.
in. You still got the shield out, and Amir, you're kind of watching from a distance. It kind of looks to you like maybe the door was like on some sort of a spring hinge, because when he kicks it in, it flies right open with just enough clearing enough space for something else on a spring hinge to come flying down like on a hinge of some kind, like a spring of some kind, as a saw, like a long-handled saw blade, comes sweeping down right into Kellenan's chest.
Oh
That's so
shit!
funny.
And you
What
take
the
20,
fuck is that?
you take 22 points of damage as the saw blade goes whack right into your chest.
Holy
Jeez.
fuck!
What is this? Is this like
Shit, this is Home Alone, guys, and we're the wet bandits. This is not good.
Oh, I know. What
Should
the
we just
fuck?
burn it down?
Just come out of. All right.
Like Lena will actually say, "Let's just burn the house down."
Fucking hell down.
Oh, we'll reimburse the guy for
You
his
say I
home.
took 20,
Yeah, I can fix. I
Damage?
can fix that.
Yeah, you took
Here's
22 points of
20
damage.
points. 2 points of damage.
No, 2.
Yeah, real talk. Like,
You stagger backwards as this thing is just like sliced deeply into a weak spot in your armor.
Yeah, okay.
I was not yelled at.
A damn weak spot again.
Jason, we can hear you.
Yeah, but he can't hear you.
I'm sure.
Hang on a second.
I am okay with burning this house down, guys.
2, 3.
Search for the ashes later. Search
Or just wait for him to
ashes.
come out.
Actually, yeah. Okay.
So your challenge thing didn't do nothing. Like it.
Nah, he's a coward.
So
Or you know,
was the
he's
point of-
smart.
I don't know. I thought I
What
could
did- what
get him,
did
entice him to
boom
come out.
kill?
All right, Balner. Something stings badly as something drives into your neck, and you take 26 points of damage. And you guys look over as he kind of, and you see like a bolt sticking out of his neck, a very small one. It's just like, and I'm gonna need you to make a Constitution saving throw, Jason, for Balner. I know it's a poison, so you get advantage.
No,
Oh,
I'm just gonna use.
You gonna drop a card? Is it a con deal?
Yeah,
Yep. Okay. All right. You succeed. You're good.
Jeez. All right.
All
yeah,
right.
We're burning this fucking house down.
Okay, but yeah, you took 26 points of damage.
We're not sure he's in the house though.
All right.
well, where's the ballistics test on the
right.
come
Okay.
in?
What does Grundar do? So the door's been kicked open, and saw blade smacked into Kellen, and as he steps back, it kind of pulls free, and then it just kind of does this. It just sort of
10,
swings
15,
loosely.
25. No, 5.
Oh wait, hang on. Let me open that door for you since you did kick it down. A second.
Yeah, Grundar's going in.
Okay.
Hey, Grundar runs in, takes one step in, and the fucking shovel comes up. Bang!
Bing! Right. Okay,
And
so is that
that's-
his movement?
That's his movement, I think. 5,
Okay.
10.
Well, he can dash, or he could, if you want him to just ready his action or whatever.
Yeah, so I'll have him. Grundar's actually going to be standing on the table, readying an action to see if anybody comes through those doors with his axe out. He's going to get his axe out, and he's going to wait for anybody to come through those doors.
Just so you know, let's see, Balner, when this thing hit you, you and Amir and Killian and Grundar could see that like way down here, like on the like there's a window in the second story of this building, and it was like down here. Like you didn't even see until, Balner got hit, and then you saw this dark form like tug itself back inside of the building.
No, we're gonna burn this shit down.
Okay, so Grundar is in there and he's holding his action. All right, what do you want Killian to do?
Killian gonna try and move to where he a shot on this guy, and if he where he can walk, have the best vantage point, and he's gonna hide all, and then
Okay, you broke up a little bit there, but I think what I heard you say was that along this call it warehouse front or whatever this thing is, where the windows are. You want a vantage point, shoot at him if he crosses your visibility either way. Okay, so there's these small buildings down here. You could easily get a vantage point, anywhere in there with some level of cover. Okay. So go ahead and put yourself wherever you want, and I'll let you know as you move if you spot him.
let's see here. Sure what these things are.
All right, you move in there. You can see through. There's some windows up above here, and really you're able to see what looks like maybe a set of chains that are just moving slightly, that are attached to like the the ceiling joists or whatever, up there, the rafters. Through here there's another set of windows, but all from that angle, all you're really able to see is just a blank stretch of rafters. That's it. No other movement or shadows or anything. It's too dark up in there to really catch much else.
He just wanted to hold his action.
Okay. All right. 1 second. Let's see. All right, Balner, you're up. Oh, you're muted if you're talking.
Yeah, it helps if I don't mute and then immediately actually is both the screen and whatnot. So Grundar's gone in already?
Grundar is inside and he's looking around. He's probably jumped up on top of that table.
Yeah.
Okay, I have no idea what I can see in front of me because all I see is black walls.
Right, there is right here a door.
Okay.
Balner,
can I make an insight or perception check in the door?
would you like to make? Yeah, I mean, if you want to do that, absolutely make one. Okay. The door you're looking at right here doesn't appear to have anything specific tied to it, but what you are hearing is there seems to be a mechanical coming from nearby, and you look up at the inside of that door that just opened, and you can see the free floating saw blade just kind of swinging in the breeze now, with blood all over the end of it where it smacked into Killian. There's a spring behind it that obviously was tripped, a catch. There's also a rope tied to the opening of the door. You follow it up to the center of the room, almost directly over Grundar's head, and there is up there a large pot, and it's slowly with this kind of mechanical sound. It seems to be just ever so slightly kind of shuddering,
it's going to lower, or it's...
You don't know.
Turn around, grab Grundar, and run back out.
Okay, make I'm assuming Grundar's not going to stop you.
Nah, he wouldn't.
Okay. How many feet did you move?
He was right there.
You're up there, right?
So 5, 10, 15. Yeah.
You can only move 5. You can only move 5 more feet with you having kind of done all that examination.
All right, so back to the door, yell at the Grundar to get out.
Okay. All right. Amir, you're Balner. Get out! Get out now! What do you do?
Amir, I need some fireballs, please.
Uh,
No, you got the wrong guy for that. He's all
I wish. I'm actually gonna. Are there any windows on the first
Oh,
floor?
Amir, okay. You're out in the open here, and you can't help but notice as you get that close something that even Killian didn't notice. Give me a second. There,
Oh, what is
down
that?
around the edge of the building, you see very large head. You see tawny colored fur with stripes. And as you look at it, you see its eyes hit you, these large lambent eyes. And you hear this very deep throated growl.
What the crap is that?
Apparently, it's a Drist wannabe.
This is not good.
Okay, so you've moved. Now what? What are you doing?
Well, that was
Jeez.
15 feet.
Yep.
I better be getting to level 6 tonight.
It's gonna take a lot, man.
I'm just surprised I haven't gotten to 30 feet yet.
You only got 25. You're a dwarf.
Right, I'm just figuring it at a higher
I'm gonna
level.
move
Like,
to. I'll move to there so I
Okay.
can get a kind of better line of sight on it. And
Hold on. At that point, you don't have line of sight. That building covers your view.
oh,
Just
so
cover it. Yeah, you need to be. If you want to be able to see it and like have some level of cover, probably want to be like you could be there. I'd allow that.
okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So think you know what's coming.
What is coming? You gonna Ray Frost it or something or what?
Wonder.
Oh my God! Wow.
And I would have been could go in.
and you'll turn it blue.
Well, it says an object of my choice. All right.
Neither worn nor carried. Well, that was a waste.
Yeah. Well, because I'm a dick this way. So you hunkered down behind some boxes, right there at the edge of that
box that disappeared.
and you throw that, and then like it's like fizzles kind of like spark out from the end of the wand, land on the box that you were hiding behind, and now you're revealed completely. Not that it necessarily ever really.
Not that it actually mattered, but fuck.
Right. Right. All right. Okay.
I'll just kind of turn back to the rest of there's a fucking tiger down here. And that's it.
All right. Leonin, you're up.
Yeah, can prestidigitation make fire?
It doesn't say that. No. I think.
It
Well,
can
I think
put- it
you
can
can
put
you
fire
can light a fire. Well, pop it.
Yeah, I was
Just pop the
just
spell.
sorry.
Yeah, you can light or snuff out a candle, a torch, or a small campfire. Yeah.
Okay,
So,
is there any?
absolutely.
Is there anything to make a torch real quick?
You can see through the window right here. There is a torch wall sconce, and it's holding a torch, but the torch is out.
But okay, I'm gonna cast
It's within 10 feet exactly. You could, through the window, you could light that torch.
Yeah, I want to burn the house down though. I'm trying to think of how to do this. Is there a torch outside anywhere, like a street lantern or anything?
Don't worry about it. I got you covered.
I want to burn this house down.
Oh, don't worry about that. It's gonna happen.
I'm sure that pot above Grundar is just gonna fall and the house is gonna burn. Yeah. So I guess my immediate reaction would probably bring me towards Amir saying that there's a freaking tiger around the corner.
Yeah.
So I'm going to move around the corner.
Okay.
And do I see said tiger?
You're able to see something like way down here at the very edge of your visual range. Yeah, there's this large furred beast. I mean, it easily comes up to your shoulder, you think, or maybe mid arm. I mean, that's how how high up its back. It's huge.
Okay.
It's a big ass cat.
I'm gonna cast something on it. I'm gonna cast Hideous Laughter on the cat. Will that work? Does it have an intelligence high enough?
Uh,
I mean, cats are pretty smart, right?
Whichever choice can see within range. I see nothing that says you can't, and they're usually pretty good about that. Oh, a creature with an intelligence score of 4 or less is infected. It doesn't work. Sorry.
Okay. I didn't know if...
All right.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. All right. So, its turn.
Oh, joy.
Okay.
Hello, tiger.
All right. All right. Okay. It bounds directly at you, Amir.
Mm-hmm.
15, right?
Yep.
Hey, does Killing get his held shot at this tiger before it gets to Amir?
Yes. Like moments before. Yep.
Yes, please.
You can take it right now.
All right, Killian is he'll have advantage, so he's going to let's see. He is gonna go with the -5 plus 10.
Okay.
Holy crap, that's a
come
tiger.
on.
You're gonna. Yep. Okay. 27. That's still a 22. You hit. So that's 24 points of damage.
Yeah.
24 points of damage. You drive an arrow deeply into its neck.
God, Miss Killian.
right. You drive an arrow deeply into its neck, and it's mid pounce. It doesn't even slow it, unfortunately, and it's going to hit you, Amir.
Shield.
Okay.
Brings me to 20.
Plus. Okay. All right. You just manage to get that shield up. You kind of cross your hands and boom, and this claw. You hear this loud boom, kind of like this hollow, boom, as
That's
it
awesome.
strikes this imaginary or this invisible force shield around you, and it savages it with its claws. You can actually kind of hear this like against your force shield. And these inch long claws or 2-inch long claws.
Jeez.
All right. Okay. All right, Kellenan, you're up.
It's a tiger. It's a tiger.
What do you do?
Does
You got a big
Kellenan
gaping-
know the tiger's there?
Well, you can hear the roar at this point and the screaming and
And a huge
Yes.
ding.
He's gonna come running because that house is like not a fun house, and he's gonna.
This is not a happy place.
This is not a happy
Happy
place. And he's gonna come up and
okay.
get a couple swipes at this
Okay.
this tiger.
All right. That's a hold on. That's gonna be a miss. The second one hits though. 8 points of damage.
Yeah. Can I try and shield bash it since I forgot to do that?
You can't. You can after the fact now.
Yeah.
You okay? Yeah, go
I
for it. Yeah, you slash deeply into its side. I mean, it's bleeding like crazy from the throat and also now from the side where you've hit it. Okay. Let's see if this thing. A second skills. Okay, Amir, Leonin, Killian. It's the most amazing thing you've ever seen. This thing is, 9 to 10 feet long. It's just an enormous animal. And Kellinan comes rushing around the corner, swinging his sword. The first one misses wildly. The second one bites deeply. And then he just kind of gets his shield up and shoulders right into it. And he just kind of drives and bowls this thing over on its side. Well, it was kind of rearing, so it only had 2 legs anyway. And he just, boom, right down. It goes on its side, flailing like crazy.
Nice.
And that's why we're
And
making
now
you
you
a
have
knight.
advantage. Now you have advantage to hit it. Somebody else.
Hang on a second. All right, and
Oh
on a
wait,
second.
can I do my before it's the end? I want to do a second.
What's that? Is that a bonus action or is that an action? I don't remember.
So bonus action.
Then you may.
Both my special things are bonus actions. So D10 plus.
Okay, this window directly above Kellinan explodes outward, and
Oh,
a creature drops down directly onto Kellinan, or at least tries to. We're going to see how that works.
Is that a freaking ape? It's
Yeah, it is.
It's Harambe. What is this nonsense?
It's a big ass
Harambe.
silverback ape drops down. Just boom, 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 boom. You're trying to beat on Kellinan.
What the crap is this? It's a freaking zoo.
What's your armor class?
24, right?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Should be 24 without haste, yeah.
Okay. All right. You kind of reflexively throw your shield up over your head as glass sprays everywhere. And thankfully you did, because your whole arm almost goes numb. I just feel like this battering ram slam into it and tries to bowl you over too. And as you stagger backward and try to get your bearings again, there's this man. He's as tall as a man, broad as like 2 dwarves, and he's got a big ass. He's just he's black, but he's got like a big old silver sort of hide running down his back. And that second one, you just didn't see it coming, and he just boom. He clubs right into you. You take 5 points of damage.
All right.
All right. Okay, and hang on a second. At the same time here.
Right, that freaking next is gonna be an elephant. Watch. And then a chimpanzee.
Elephants are on our side. Where's that goddamn Wanda Wonder bringing?
Yeah. He tried to use it.
I
Moose skin.
tried. I really tried.
Okay, hang on a second.
The Wonder is definitely
Why
a
didn't we
two-edged
just-
sword.
Why didn't we think that the drow would be running back to his like funhouse crazy zoo
I mean,
fortress?
I don't
We
know.
should have
We all
thought about
we all
this in the
voted for
first
this.
place.
Well, I mean,
Why didn't we
mean, Killian-
realize
I
Killian
blame
won this.
democracy. Okay, I blame democracy.
signs- The signs were so obvious. We should have seen it coming.
Leonin, you are struck by a small stinging thing that just goes like right into the clavicle notch.
Not
It's,
even
like,
gonna
right
have.
there.
Which one's the Constitution one?
You take 25 points of damage,
Are you serious? What is this nonsense? Okay.
and then you need to make a Constitution saving throw.
25 points of damage.
Yes.
Okay. Fun.
Sneak attack.
All right. And how about that con save?
I'm working on it. What's the con save? One.
That's it.
It's a.
Just roll it. Let's see what you get.
I'm gonna use a card to have advantage.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna use. What's the book? The book is wisdom, right? I'm gonna use that one.
That's intelligence.
Oh, same. Yeah, close enough.
All right. Got it. And you can roll with advantage, which is probably good. Didn't matter. You're now poisoned.
Awesome.
Means you now have disadvantage to all attack checks and ability checks.
Well,
You
jokes on
immediately
him.
fall over.
Jokes on him because I don't actually attack anything. So.
Right. Well, there's that. Okay. One other thing happens at that same point. Inside the room with Balner and Grundar, it shudders one more time, falls to the table. It's like a clay jar. It explodes outward, and fire just sort of erupts into the room.
Okay.
Damn
All right,
it.
fuck this. We're out.
This is the end. We made all the, we've giants, or we get taken down by the fun
The
house
madhouse
drow.
that got us. Yeah. This is.
We're done for.
Yeah. Rip, guys. It's been fun.
Hold on.
We will be GTFOing.
We cannot run away from this fucking single drow and his pets.
No, he'll get his. He'll get
No.
his in a second.
No, we're gonna do this or die.
Okay. So
Process.
fire sort of splatters out from the center of the table.
Did Grundar move? Did he have any move left?
Say again.
Did Grundar move? Because he should have had movement.
He had an
Well,
action.
Well, hang on.
So
So he has against things he can see, which this you can see. He has like a bonus to a saving throw or advantage, or how does that work?
right, but I'm just saying when I told him to leave, he should have had movement.
I suppose so. Yeah, I mean, if you wanted him to
He hasn't
leave,
had a turn yet.
yeah. Well, he was holding his action.
He hasn't.
Okay, then yeah, then he was holding. Yeah,
For-
so if I can do that, because I was saying he was holding his action to see if anybody came to the door. But if we can veto, if we can have Balner's thing supersede that, then yeah, he'll leave.
I'll let you retcon that one, and you can get Grunter out of it. But
Okay.
he wouldn't be able to grab Balner and get him out of it.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
All
So
right, so
Grundar would be
Balner-
like right here.
Yep.
I thought
Actually,
the
yeah,
monkey
that's
guy already attacked me. Why is his turn up? Why is it his turn now?
There's a lot of
He-
things that are happening.
Yeah,
on
we're doing all that on 13 right now.
Don't worry. After him, then we get to Grundar, and I'll be up next. But Balner, you got to make a dexterity
5, 10,
saving
15,
throw.
20, 25 right there.
Not your best. Oh Lord.
I
Okay,
died.
you only take splash damage. It didn't hit you directly. You take 5 points of damage.
Good luck, sir. Oh, that's actually not bad at all.
Oh no,
You just have
continue to burn for the
Fire.
next 20
Yeah,
rounds.
fire. Well, you're gonna have to do something about that. Yeah, you got fire burning onto you. Okay, Grundar is up. What does
Come
Grundar
here.
do?
All right,
Help.
so Grundar's going into a rage,
Can't imagine why. I'd be frustrated as hell.
and he's actually. So this is a Grundar thing, and Mason. If you're watching, hats off to you, my friend. He's gonna try and grapple the ape.
All right. Well, he gets advantage
I mean,
again.
Is that what Grundar would do?
Sure, why
He's gonna
not?
try and run up and grapple the ape.
It's basically a red-haired ape fighting a silverbacked ape.
That's
All right.
what's about to happen.
All right, make an athletics test with advantage.
17.
All right, your best roll, but let's see what happens. I want to hear you describe how Grundar grappled an ape.
So all right, here we go. So as the ape is on the ground, right, like trying to smash Kellen, and Grundar sees this, he goes into a rage and is like running up, and he jumps on, because you know how silverback gorillas have like kind of like their backs kind of like this. He jumps up onto the back of the silverback gorilla, riding it like a horse, and like grabs his arms and like holds him like this. That's what's happening right now. As the gorilla's like arms are pinned back, trying to like see what the heck just happened.
You're yeah. I mean, you guys are like, he can't possibly hold this. I mean, this thing is just like all muscle and gut. You're right, but then again, so is Grundar. For the moment, he's got him.
Mostly good.
All right, Killian, you're up. Yeah, mostly good. Now, Killian, you didn't see what happened to Leonin, but you saw an arrow come down from an angle, putting it somewhere over here. The problem is now you're behind this house. You don't have a great vantage of it. You think you maybe saw a shadow poke its head out of the thing again, but you used your reaction to shoot that tiger and didn't get a shot at it.
Sure. All right, so he's going to,
I need to keep track of my spells.
I guess not stealth, and then try and move to where he can kind of have a better vantage point on everything that's going around. I guess I can't. There is nothing like that. I don't know. If he gets to like here, can he? What about that?
What are you trying to do? Like go up the side of the house?
Well, that looked like it was in between two houses. Or was that like one?
Yeah, sure. So you want to
long?
be in that? You want to be in that alley then?
Yeah. So I think I can have a good view of everything that's going on.
Yeah. Now you've got, the ape and the the tiger are both engaged in battle. So you can get stealth checks, you can get your sneak attack against both of those if you want to. But you're holding out again. You're gonna let them deal with those.
Yeah, he's gonna hold it, and well, I mean, right there. How bad is that? Does Grundar actually grappling, like holding that ape?
Somehow, he is. Somehow.
What did he get? Like a 13?
17.
17. Yeah, he has advantage.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, all right. So he's got that, and the tiger's on its back. So yeah, he's gonna hold his action. And,
Okay. All
yeah.
right. You hear another roar of something completely different.
Okay.
And this thing comes galloping around.
Can't tell what that is.
Is that a bear?
And it leaps right up onto the roof of this building.
I can't even see it. Oh,
And
there
it tries to swipe.
It's a honey badger,
down.
guys.
Actually,
What is it?
It's a man-sized black bear, and it tries to swipe at you from on top of the roof. I mean, like it just climbed the building like it was nothing.
Right.
Where are these coming from?
Now, is your shield still active?
Did we run into Barnum and Bailey's or something?
It is
It is until 5, right?
It's
until
active.
your turn.
It's active until my turn again. Yeah.
Okay, well, it happens to be on the same initiative, but it's ahead of you, so you get it.
Whew.
Okay, all right.
Another. Ding.
It
Another
misses.
Harry Dresden.
Right. It misses
yeah.
with its bite, and then it swipes at you with a claw. It also misses again.
Okay.
You have like an entire circus there.
Yeah.
All right, Balder. Balder, you're up.
Um,
You are on fire.
I run outside and roll on the ground.
Okay. All right, you can make a move as long as you want. Fire out, then that's all that happens. Fire's out.
Okay.
Okay, so you're done. Unless you have a bonus or something else you want to do.
I really can't do anything.
Well, you could if you wanted to. Like you have like a spiritual weapon as a bonus action.
Oh, yeah, then spiritual weapon.
Or does it say you have to do it when you attack? Or why don't you pop it?
Nope. It's just a bonus action spell.
Yep.
Yeah.
Spiritual weapon OP.
It's a nice spell. Yeah.
All right.
So if you want to do that one,
Yeah, well, I don't know. Can I do a cantrip?
Unless it's a bonus action, no.
No, I guess not. Then okay, then.
You can move it too, right? As a bonus action.
are you going to
Yeah,
do that or no?
Spiritual weapon's nice. It can. Who you hitting with that?
I'll put it right here, and I'm going to take a swipe at Harambe.
All right. Go for it. All right, you should be able to move it after that. So. All right.
Should have advantage too on attacking you, right?
Well, it's
No,
grappled,
just
but it's not
grappled.
restrained. You do hit it though. No problem there, and then go ahead and do damage. Okay. And what does it look like? Is it a mace or something?
I think it's it can look like a mace or a scythe.
It'd be like a cornucopia full of food, just
Right,
whacking.
just whacking him with the cornucopia. All right, you hit it with like probably a scythe.
The power of
big
Marika
banana.
compels you.
Yeah,
A
or a
scythe
sickle.
would be cool too, though.
It's like
Yeah.
a big banana,
Like
just
that.
smacking with.
Cut it.
A big
Cut it
banana.
deeply. You cut it deeply across the gut, and it definitely howls in pain. All right, Leonin, you're up. You're in
Whoa.
bad shape. You feel terrible.
Yeah, I
Whoa,
feel.
Whoa.
Oh yeah, Mirror missed his turn.
Wait a minute. Go to the bottom. Oh wait, I'm sorry. You're right. I did go past you. Okay. I don't know how that happened. All right. What you do?
Okay, so
You got a tiger flailing right next. You've got a
Yep.
bear leaning over the eaves of this shack. You see there's a window right next to you, and a person's holding a lantern out, looking at you, seeing the claw like scraping at you.
just a regular
like,
person.
Yeah, you're like, what the hell's going on? Yeah.
Back inside, citizen.
Did it?
Is there a way to angle my breath of winter to hit both of these things?
From your vantage point, no. But if you backed up one, I think you could.
I can be in the same.
If you back up one, they will both get opportunity attacks against you.
Can I be in the same space as the spiritual weapon?
No. So you either can catch one or the other, or
The tiger
you can
would
back
be
up
at
to
Yeah, the tiger would be at disadvantage because
Disadvantage,
he's on the
yep.
ground.
Yep, and your shield just went down.
Yeah, my shield's down.
Yep.
How much health do I have? How hard do I think this tiger can hit?
What's gonna be?
You can't be posting stuff in Discord, man. I can't see it.
I think that I'm going to. It's a
You'll
tough
see
choice.
it later.
I'm going to. I'm gonna step back.
You're gonna do it. Okay. All right. Tiger tries to bite you. Hang on a second. Man, it would have snapped right onto your foot if it just was a little faster, but it's still on the ground. The bear tries to swipe at you with a claw. What's your armor class?
15.
He got you. He catches you right in the shoulder, and you take 5 points of slashing damage. Rips through your robe and your cloak, and scores a long line of hot pain down your arm.
All right, eating that up. Okay. And then as I back up the step, I'll kind of look at the tiger and the bear, and I'll roar back with my hands like this, and just a big old cone of cold comes out. Well, not the actual cone of cold spell.
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
All right. Holy cow! 28 points of damage. Okay.
It's a 3rd level spell.
Yep. Hang on. Okay.
And I think the tiger would have disadvantage because he's on the ground.
It doesn't even matter. Both of them. You just like a long. You guys have seen this only once before, but a long, sustained, breath of cold just rolls out of him. He bathes that entire corner of the building in frost. The tiger rolls from just the force of it, smacks into the side of the building, and just like snow kind of piles up on its flesh. The bear, you hit it so hard with it, rolls off the building, hits the ground, and you cover both of them, and they don't move afterward.
All right, that's an acceptable trade-off for 5 points of damage. I'm glad I stepped back.
So the kitty is dead. The
The
ape
guy-
is dead.
The guy with the lantern, just as you were, citizen.
Nothing to see here. Move along.
He
Move along,
closes
move
the
along.
shutter. He closes the shutters to the shack. Okay, so Leonin, now it's your turn.
All right. So Leonin is going to. What's Leonin going to do? He's going to probably take out Cat's Claw. First of all, he's going to cast Healing Word on himself.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll just do a regular, and then it didn't come up. Oh, it's asking me for what level. We'll cast it at 2nd level. Wow, 11 points, amazing. And then we're gonna take out Cat's Claw. We're gonna stab Harambe.
To be fair, you're only 2 points off of max casting that. So
True.
What's your minus for the thing?
So Cat's Claw. Here we go.
You're at disadvantage, so go ahead and roll a second time.
Why am I at disadvantage?
You are
Poisoned.
poisoned.
Oh, F. Stupid poisons.
You actually look radioactive, but it's probably same effects.
You managed to hit it anyway.
Yeah! Bards for the win! All
they're
right.
beasts. Their armor class isn't amazing.
Grundar is riding this thing, and he pulls back like he's got his knees in its back, and he bears its chest wide open, and you take Cat's Claw and you just sink it directly.
And
right
it's
into
like,
it.
huzzah! Huzzah!
And Grundar rides it as it kind of drunkenly kind of weaves and then slams into the ground.
Wait. Leonin killed it?
First thing Leonin's ever killed, as far as I know.
No. I got a couple kills.
Okay.
I think
Alright.
I actually got the last hit on the queen lady, didn't I?
Do you move?
Yeah.
Where do you go?
Where's the safest spot, Tony?
About 3 miles back.
Yeah.
Some asshole's been shooting from this vantage point through a window up above on the 2nd floor. In fact, let's see.
I was about to
hold on a
say,
second.
by the way, would my
you finally
hit him?
detected some surface thoughts. By
Gotcha.
the way. but then it's gone again.
Yeah, he's backing away from the window.
All right. So let me know. Go ahead and move. You can have up to 30 feet. I mean, you know, there's a window up here, and you're thinking someplace that's got no good visibility. It's probably
That'll
best.
be good. I'll move up there.
All right. Okay. Kellenen, you're up. Amir
Everything
and
around him
Leonin
is
have managed
dead.
to kill all the animals.
Everything around him is dead, and that room.
The animals all came from down here.
So I should go down there. Okay. I hear what you're. Sure. I'll come down and check it out. 25, 30. That's 35.
You have 35 feet of movement.
Oh, wait. No, that's killing. That does. Sorry.
You could move about as far as there. Okay. You could double move around the corner if you want, or you could spend time to do perception, or you could ready your action. What do you want to do?
I'll ready my action. Sounds like a fun thing to do.
Okay. Right. Killian's still been saving up his action, hasn't
Yep.
he? Okay. Let's see. I gotta make a roll here. Holy cow. All right. 2, 4. Okay. All right. This will be interesting.
I don't like when the DM uses the words "this will be interesting."
Yeah, not really.
Okay. Killian, you have a vantage point, but evidently this asshole didn't kind of step into a good vantage point till he'd already taken the shot. And you heard the thrum of a crossbow bolt string. And your eyes snap to that window as you've been looking back and forth between them, and then you get hit by it. And you take 27 points of damage.
This guy's a
Some pretty
wussy.
consistent.
This guy's a wuss.
Can he?
Is he
Can
still
he
up?
return the shot?
If you're
Yeah, he's
still
still up.
alive, yeah, but you're gonna have to make an immediate con save against poison.
Okay.
Well, now that we've taken out his menagerie, maybe.
Okay, you are not poisoned, so that helps. And you may immediately return fire. Although you are in Killian's, you've only been in agony maybe this bad once before, and nobody knew about it except for some asshole that's your girlfriend's other
Oh.
suitor.
Okay. Yeah.
You see him up in the window as he's already starting to retreat, and you grit your teeth and take a shot. Are you going to do a straight up, or are you going to try to do anything special?
No, just trying to hit him.
Okay. That'll do the trick.
That's
Unfortunately-
+2 for the favorite enemy.
Okay. Unfortunately, the sneak's not going to do anything because clearly he knew you were there. But you do some damage to him
Right.
for sure.
Okay.
Pretty good. Pretty good. 12 points.
You hear a snarl from up there, and then he ducks back behind the window.
What's the flame? What are the flames looking like, Tony?
They have filled that entire chamber.
Have they started taking the outside of the house yet? Towards like the entrance or anything?
Hold on. They're looking against the windows at this point. It's only been like, a round or two.
Okay.
All right.
Cool.
Okay. He's done. All right, Grundar. What's he gonna do?
Grundar is going to. Okay, that's dead. That's dead.
I just had a quick question. Can I do the hunter's mark on like a bonus action when he saved his?
Yes.
Could he
It's a
have
bonus
done
action.
a hunter's
So. Oh.
when you're holding your action?
I think he can. I mean, I know it uses
Can
your reaction to ready your action, but that it doesn't. They don't say it doesn't negate a bonus action. So I think that still applies.
Throw that
Oh,
hunter's mark on him.
Can I have hunter's
Unless
mark?
you have reason. Hang on. Unless you have reason to believe otherwise, Tyler.
Let me see.
I've never run into that specific thing. I'm inclined to allow it.
It's under spells, right?
Well, I
Still.
think the issue with that, with Hunter's Mark, you have to be able to see who you're marking.
Right? He had readied his action.
Yeah, he's not.
The guy
Right.
he immediately became revealed as soon as he took the shot, and at that point, because he was still able to take the shot, he could obviously see him. In that moment, he could hunter's mark him. I think it would work.
Yeah, if you're
Yeah.
holding, yeah,
Okay.
I don't see
Can I
why
add
not.
that D6 and have him
Go for it.
Cool, so I can track him now too, right?
Yes.
Another 3.
Okay. All right.
Alright.
He's disappeared from view at the moment. All right, Grundar.
Does
What are you
Grundar
doing?
see where the dart comes from?
Yeah, he saw it came from up above here in that moment. You guys all saw it.
So Grundar is going to. He's gonna double dash. He's gonna dash. And then he's gonna attempt to climb up the building because the guy's on the second floor.
Okay, so you can normally move at half speed, but you're only looking at about 10.
Wait, why can
12,
you only move half speed?
12. Half speed when you climb,
Climbers.
unless
Oh,
he's got
okay.
a climb speed.
So
which he
he's
doesn't.
got
But he
30
can-
feet so far, so he's
Go
got
ahead.
20 left, so he can make 10 feet up, which 10 feet's a story, right?
Well, no. What he can start to do this round with his other action is to do a climb. Okay.
Okay.
And then next round when he has move again, then he can use at half speed. He can climb and get up onto the second floor.
Okay, then that's what he's gonna do. Grundar's gonna attempt to climb.
He's starting to climb. Okay, make a climb check now if you'd like.
Athletics,
He
right?
gets- It's athletics. He gets advantage. Yeah, that's enough. I mean, it's a slatboard wooden house, easy enough to climb for him. Okay, Killian, you're you're bloodied as hell. What do you having him do?
Mhm. Gillian is going to man, I just let's see. That hunter's mark. So I can how does that work exactly finding him? Can I tell where he is in the house?
You'd have to go to where you last saw him, and at that point you could track him with advantage.
Track him. To find it. Okay.
There's no window. There's no windows on the first floor. So, what Grundar is doing is probably probably the easiest way to get to the second floor, unless you want to walk through a burning room.
Sure. Well, Killing is going to he's gonna hide and to a new vantage point where he can still cover those windows. And he's going to try and cover them and get another shot. So
Okay, you're still looking through the second floor, or you're looking at those. That's what you're. That's why you're here. Is you're trying to get a vantage of both windows.
right. So
Okay.
here's
That works. That works. Amir, at this point, you definitely aren't detecting those rogue thoughts. I mean, you've his thoughts are a little different. They are not the same thoughts as ones you remember from down in the crypt or in the Biori's Teeth, at those standing stones, but they're very
Right.
similar.
Similar as
You
in
know
they're
now-
the same person?
Similar
not the
as
same
in they're
person.
probably drow.
Oh, they're not the same
Okay,
person.
so Killian's moved there. Okay, all right, Balner, you're up.
Okay. First things first. The hell is our walls front? Of course. Hold on. Stupid harrow deck. Okay. First, move here.
Okay,
Second, cast spell.
okay.
This one. Yep. Prayer of healing. Everyone around me who's a friend gets 12 hit points back.
What's the range on it? 30 feet?
30 feet.
30
That-
feet.
That's
I
everybody.
I went
I have, to
over.
be able to, I have to be able to see them, which I can.
Yep. Okay, that's up to your max, of course. So if you've gone over
Yeah.
the max, then okay. I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
even
I took it back.
How much?
I'll
How
get-
much?
12.
12.
Does
I'll add it
Killian
to
get it?
Yep, I'll add it
Does
to
Amir
Killian too.
get
Clerics. For the dubs.
And if you want a bonus action, move your spiritual weapon to kind of get it a little closer to where the guy might pop up. If you want to move it.
I'm sorry, who were you? I was distracted. Were you talking to me?
I was talking to Jason.
Sorry, what was that?
Say, you can bonus action move your spiritual weapon 20 feet, wherever which way you want to go.
Where's that window?
I think Grundar is right underneath it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That would be 25. So 20 feet is.
Okay. All right, Amir.
All right, I'm going to kind of run back around the house to right there, and
You could move further if you wanted.
yeah,
You
do
have
I
5
have
more feet.
full view of all these windows?
You have the view of both second story windows. Yes.
Okay, then
All you see is rafters.
okay, I'm going to, and do I hear any?
Not yet.
Okay.
Very quiet.
I'm going to ready a frostbite for whenever he pops up. Actually, no, I take that back. Not a frostbite. He'll probably beat the 14 DC. I'm going to ready a ray of frost for whenever he pops up.
Okay. All right,
About to
Leonin, you're up.
rely on my perception.
Oh, so this dude is inside there. At least we think he is. I really don't have anything to do.
Okay.
Inspiration.
Yeah, I'll throw some inspiration around. I'm gonna throw some inspiration at Grundar. Hang on.
Okay.
Let me fire an.
You can't unless you move closer.
I'll move closer. Give me 2 seconds. I haven't thrown an inspiration for a little while.
I think you're up to a D8 now.
Yeah, I'm a D8.
If
All right,
you
here we
can
go.
see
Here we go. This is
if you can see Killian, he
oh,
might
I
be the
gotta
better
move.
one. Because then he can do his whole -5 thing, but still be at a.
He has no idea where Killian.
Okay.
So I gotta move. I'm gonna stay along the wall here and kind of hide behind the dead kitty.
Hey, okay.
Do you want me to roll a sneak?
If you'd like to, go for it.
All right,
Cut it open.
I'll roll a sneak real quick for you.
It smells terrible, but it'll keep you warm.
That's right.
Yeah.
You make it at a
Smells
make it a
terrible,
disadvantage.
kid. Yeah. 11.
Okay.
Smells
all right.
terrible, kid, but it'll keep you warm. Many Bothans died. Okay, so that's an ad. So I'm gonna say to Kellinen, I'm actually gonna give it to Kellinen.
Okay.
I'm gonna say Kellinen. Well, I'm gonna do the sneaking after I do the inspiration. I'm gonna say Kellinen, my friend. This is about my good friend Marvin Gaye and Tammy Terrell. Don't you know that there ain't no mountain high enough, ain't no valley low enough, ain't no river wide enough to keep me from getting to you, baby. Whatever your baby may be, it's your goal. Well, and that's not actually part of the song. Just kidding. Forget about that. So those
All
are
right.
my inspirational words to Kellinen.
Well,
Who is now ready to go? What do you
His-
do?
his baby is training for the.
Yeah. Carrying 1,000
Training
pound
for the what?
sleds.
Actually, his baby is himself because he is Gaston. He'll be looking in the.
Right.
You're so beautiful.
No one spits like Gaston. All right. So, Kellinen, where are you doing?
Kellinen is gonna climb up with Grundar and try and get inside.
Okay. Well, I'll call it adjacent. Make a climb check. Okay, that's good enough. All right. You climb up and vault into the building. Give me a second, and I am going to move you. All right. Do you see where you are?
Yeah. Yep. All right. So he's.
It looks like there is a stairwell right over here, and there's also a window looking down over there. Not even really a window. There's like a winch up above, so it looks like it's a place like where you could haul wood up into the second floor. There's a lot of tools around in here, and what's really interesting is over here there's somebody suspended by chains. Looks like they've been tortured, and you're pretty confident they're dead.
Okay. Is the like window or winch place, is that open?
It's completely open. You could just jump right down there. It looks like maybe like a set of stairs going down. Right over here, there is like an open. It's like an opening down to the first floor.
Okay.
That's
right,
about as far as you made it, though. You're done. Unless you have any other
Oh,
questions.
I'm done.
That's
Okay.
it. That's all you could do.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Hmm.
So was that like my perception check as well?
No,
Or
that was just
the climb
everything.
was my action.
The climb was your action. You climbed up, and I just gave you kind of like the quick rundown of what you could see. All right. The dude comes out from around the corner. Unfortunately, you're upstairs now, Callanan. Actually, you would probably, from your vantage point, you actually still can't see, even so. So at the moment, you don't know anything, but you're about to. Let's see. All right, I need Grundar to make
He already made his athletics test.
No, I know he's climbing up.
Oh.
Okay, he's starting to, but
He's about
I
to get
need
shot.
I need him to make a dexterity saving throw.
Does he see it coming?
Nice. Does he see it coming?
Yeah, he does.
Advantage.
Is this Leon?
It's area effect though. Does it have
Oh,
to
it's only area of effect.
Does it have to only
Either way,
target-
it's a 17. Let's just continue. Let's not worry about looking it up.
All right. No. This is important because
I'm kidding.
Yeah. Hang on.
Danger
Call
sense.
danger sense.
Saving
did
throws
this
against
at-
effects you can see, such as traps and spells.
He did this as
So-
at Leonin or at Grundar?
At Grundar.
Okay,
It doesn't
because you
say
rolled it
area
for
of effect.
Leonin.
It says traps and spells.
You rolled it for Leonin, not on
Well,
Grundar.
such as
Oh,
traps and
you-
spells.
No. Oh, you're right. I
No,
did.
you get a bonus of 4. That's all right. Here's what I'm gonna do. I've got a sheet in front of me. We're gonna roll for him,
Why do
and
I have...
it would
That's
work.
not right. I don't have I shouldn't have dexterity clipped on there.
He saves, so it's good.
That should be wisdom or intelligence. It shouldn't be dexterity. It should be wisdom or intelligence. I don't know why that's clipped on there.
Okay. And he takes a shot at Amir
Mm-hmm.
on here. Okay. He's gonna hit you, Amir. Okay. All right. You take 1 point of damage. You saw it coming.
Okay.
Make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, all that huge damage he's been getting is fucking sneak attack. Yeah, I
All
should have.
sneak.
Yeah. How'd I
Okay.
do?
You are poisoned.
Yep. Dude, but I had a ready to action. Can I shoot the bastard?
You can.
I know it's a disadvantage now, but still.
No, it would interrupt. Yours would actually be his. So go for it.
Okay.
That's the last one that won't have disadvantage.
Ray of
Okay.
Frost
You hit him. You absolutely hit him.
for 3. Oh, 6th level. When I can add my
But
charisma.
he's slowed, right?
3 points of damage.
Yeah, by 10 feet.
Okay.
Sounds pretty
All
good.
right. What does Grundar do?
Grundar, so does he see the drow to the right?
Oh, absolutely he does.
Alright, so Grundar is gonna, he's just gonna drop.
Okay.
He's
Yeah,
gonna
he was only like maybe 2 feet off the ground.
Yeah,
So,
he's
yeah,
gonna
boom.
drop from where he is. He's gonna look at him, and he's just gonna charge at him.
Okay.
I'm assuming this guy's up on the house.
No, it's
Oh,
the path.
he's right there. Oh,
He's ground level.
He's about to get fucked up.
All right, so Grundar attacks. What does he hit him with? What does he come out?
So he's gonna kind of as he's doing this, he's gonna kind of pull out of the sack, Snaga,
Oh shit.
and he's just gonna be like, whap!
All right. Snaga howls in frustrated need.
Snaga
stay
got blue
away.
balled.
So that's 17.
He doesn't have advantage.
Oh, he doesn't have
Reckless
advantage.
attack?
Yeah, reckless. Does reckless give him
Oh.
advantage?
Okay,
Yeah.
so you're raging and you decided to go reckless.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Like Grundar's all kinds of pissed at this guy,
Okay, yeah, no, you still don't hit. Sorry.
even with the 17, eh?
Correct.
Reckless again. That'll hit.
That hits. That hits. And holy cow. That's 17 points of damage.
Yes, it is.
Ow. Okay, well the dude reels backward.
And can I like
17's
hit him
not
in
that
the
much.
chest with the second one, so that way it kind of like hits him against the wall, against like
Yeah,
the door.
You ricochet him against the building. Yeah.
Yeah.
And guess
All right,
who's
Killian,
next?
you're up.
A hidden Killian.
The hidden Killian.
What was? Let
He
me
gets
look up.
a-
Let me see what his was.
He-
Hang on a second. Killian. Are you Killian? I don't see your last sneak roll after your shot.
It was stealth
Going to-
15 and the 17. I don't know
Okay.
if he got advantage here or not.
All right, go ahead and make your attack.
Mhm. He moved down to the
You can see him.
side of the building and gets a shot on him, and he's gonna go with a yeah, he's gonna go with the -2 +4.
Okay. You hit him. Okay.
And
Roll the
here's
die 6. Yep.
9.
Oh
11,
God.
Six.
All right.
17.
So that's +2 for humanoid.
Yep, I got it. All right. Yeah, he looked.
Is it going to be entitled Jurassic Park?
Jurassic Park. It should be. That'd be fantastic. But yeah, so everybody's kind of making 20th level characters. We kind of said, make a character that like maybe you really loved or you got to a high level or close to it. I'm playing Otar, my favorite barbarian berserker, and I have a special surprise. Just to tell you, my target, if I can make it work, I will be grappling the Tarask.
Nice.
And I think I can pull it off.
How can you? I thought you couldn't grapple something that was so many times bigger than you.
You are correct.
But he's
You
gonna
must,
try.
you must have like a belt of giant
He's
strength or
gonna
something.
get big. He's gonna like enlarged or something.
A potion of enlarge, and then get enlarged by his wizard friend, so he's huge at the point, and then
Some sort of mystic Viagra.
By the way, we're up now, guys. The Mystic
All right.
Viagra was
Okay.
live.
All right. Well, we're all back. Sorry, folks. If you were paying attention,
All right.
the stream went. We're back up. Okay. Balner, you step up with your mystical scythe right up to
Yes.
this guy who's reeling. Oh,
Ah,
that's enough. You touch him. You give him the cheese touch. How much damage do you do?
inflict wounds. Ah.
Okay.
Mm.
And where's that stupid thing?
Bonus action, spiritual weapon. Boom. Clerics can be very powerful.
I almost wonder if they did spiritual weapon as powerful as they did simply because of previous editions, how cheesy clerics could be.
I think that they did it like that because clerics don't get a second attack.
Do
Yeah,
So
probably.
it kind of makes up for it.
Yeah, that does not hit Balner. Sorry.
All right, hang
Alright.
on, hang on. We're still, for some reason, something's going on. Still, give me.
Well,
Just a
we're
second.
gonna
Okay,
keep
you just
going.
can keep going.
Get it
okay.
up.
Keeping
Or the
detect
or the
thoughts up.
405.
Which
Oh,
I only
right.
got hit for 1 damage, but yeah, I still got it up.
You're fine. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Hey, he's right there.
Yeah, well, the reason, I mean, am I detecting any? I mean, is it just, am I sensing that he might be about to flee? Like he's thinking about, oh, what if I do this, that?
He's on the edge. He's on the edge.
Okay. Well, since I have disadvantage on uh attack rolls, I will just hit him with a frostbite. He'll probably save though.
Let's take a look.
That's the one bad thing about having a having not good charisma.
Save.
My saves are so low.
Yeah,
So
that
low.
doesn't do anything to him. Sorry.
Yeah, I figured.
All right, Landon, you're up. You're
Uh,
feeling terrible.
if you
You
don't-
puke all over this tiger's beautiful hide.
Yeah, just give me 2 seconds here. I'm sorry.
Okay, no worries. You know what? Let's use
Just
this as
yeah,
an-
just
take a
skip
break.
past me for a second. Or
No,
we
no,
gotta
no,
take
it's
our
fine.
Style
5.
break.
Take a
I
5.
need to hit the restroom. Let's just take like 2-minute break or whatever, 5, and
Yep.
be right back.
Okay.
All right. All right. Didn't think one dude would be so damn tough, did you?
Oh yeah, I figured. As much trouble as his woman gave us. I'm just glad that he's not a spellcaster too. Well, no, maybe he is. I don't. Well, no, I think is going invisible a drow thing? I don't know. Something for later.
All right. Looks like Nate's back. How's the stream doing? Is it healthy?
It's good. Yeah,
Is it
we're good.
live?
We're good.
All right. Okay. So for those of you that were paying attention and hopefully still are, we're back, and the enemy has revealed himself, and looks like we're engaged in combat. So, Leonin, you're puking into the fur, violently puking into the fur of this dead tiger.
Yeah.
What else do you do?
I'm gonna throw some more inspiration because I haven't thrown some inspiration around in a while. I'm gonna inspire Grundar.
He's already inspired, didn't he?
No, I
No.
inspired Kellenen last time.
He did Kellenen instead.
Oh, okay.
Let's see here.
You're gonna have to get closer.
Yeah, I'll move here in a second. Okay, so this is "You're Beautiful" by James Blunt. Leonin will get closer and he'll say to Grundar, "But we shared a moment that will last till the end. When those moments happen, treasure them and remember them. You may need it one day to keep you going." That's Leonin's inspiring words to Grundar. And I'll move up here.
Okay. Okay. Grundar's inspired. Kellenen, you're up. All kinds of shit.
Oh,
broke
wait,
loose.
that was just my bonus action, Tony.
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay.
I
All right,
see
what else you doing?
somebody now. I can do something.
What you doing?
I'm gonna use my last second level spell slot to cast Suggestion. I'm gonna try it again,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna cast it on the drow.
You remember how well that worked the
Yeah,
last time?
yeah, but this time I learned. I'm gonna say, drop your weapons.
Okay. Wisdom
And
save.
turn around with your butt in the air. That's what I'm gonna say. And Grundar's gonna be like, DC 16.
Okay. All right. He seems to pause for a moment, but he doesn't drop his weapons.
Okay, it's worth a shot.
Kellenen, what do you do?
Well,
From where you are,
he's gonna try and get downstairs.
yeah, from where you are, here you are, right? All the action is happening below you to something that's just outside of your field of vision, like, over here somewhere.
If he leaned out the window, could he chuck a spear at him?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Here's what I'm going to do.
Probably just stab down with it.
I'm going to get rid of the fog of war on this thing. At this point,
I mean, is he close enough where he could like jump on the motherfucker? Or... I'm kind of close to that corner.
Yep. Hang on. You are up right about there in the window. I don't know if you can kind of see where I put you.
Yeah.
So hang on. Did I get you right? Yeah. You're about there in the window.
Mm-hmm.
Up on the second floor.
Okay.
Oh, that house was all kinds of messed up.
Yeah, there's a dead guy up here.
You're inspired too.
Yeah. I'm inspired. Could I? Is there like any kind of ledge on that second thing that he could like try and run on to get over to jump on this dude, like fucking full plate ninja style?
Man,
Since
I
I'm
almost think
inspired,
that'd be an acrobatics test. You're trying to do some
probably.
wall running or use like the rafters above you to sort of
That
swing out.
definitely would be
Well,
an
the swinging
that
thing
would
could
def-
be in athletics. I'll and what
Doing
do you
some
want? What are you trying to
Assassin's
do?
Creed shit.
You trying to drop down in the alley, like or on the side of him?
Yeah. Oh, either if I think I can do it, if not, try and
It's going to be.
chuck a spear at him.
I mean, it'll be a 20-foot drop if you drop. You know that's going to
Mhm.
hurt. It's up to you if you want to
Mhm.
take that.
Um.
Otherwise, you can try running down or grabbing the chains at the back of this room, dropping down wherever that goes, and then run around the back of the building, which is probably what he did.
Yeah, that's probably what he did. No, that's not. That's not like.
Not
That's
epic
not.
enough for
That's
Kellenen.
not. That's not. That's not very thematic. So he's gonna. He's gonna. Yeah, he's gonna try and like launch himself and jump at this guy. I don't know what his range that he can jump is.
I'll let you use the rat or like the what do you call it, the eaves, to kind of
Mm-hmm.
move yourself over there and then swing down in there. You could probably pull that off if you
Because it
roll
looks like
your.
what, like, is that like 10 feet from the window to the corner of
Technically,
the roof?
it's about 10 feet.
And then he's right there. So, yeah, why not? What do I have to do?
Make it an athletics test.
I can use my inspiration.
Yeah, you can add that to the die 20 roll. Absolutely.
Yeah, I want to land on his head spear first.
Okay, so it's an 18.
I
You want to use
believe
your
Okay.
inspiration to make it better?
Tony,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
that's from above.
Right. If you've been playing Battletech,
No,
I use that maneuver. I wouldn't say liberally, but I use it I have a just so yeah for you, Jason. In the
What's
game,
that,
I
what's that
picked up
thing in? Is that Assassin's Creed you're talking about, where he, like
no
dives on people?
BattleTech. I have a 90. I have a 90-ton jumping mech, and I use Death from Above with that thing, and it generally destroys limbs whenever I do it. It's great.
Fuck yeah! All right, so what do I roll for this?
You roll a d8 and add it on
All right.
if you want to use inspiration to do what you're looking
Just to make it super fucking awesome. All right.
Okay.
It didn't help much, but all right.
Okay, so you use it for inspiration.
Worst inspiration
Mhm.
roll ever.
You're wasting the inspiration I've given you. All right. So you
Well,
wanted to land
ain't no
here.
mountain high enough. I've heard it before.
I should have chosen a
reuse
better
it.
song. I should have chosen a better song.
You did reuse it. It's been recycled. You used
You
that
wanted
before.
to drop down in the alley behind him here.
Yeah, I want to jump down on him and attack him. Yeah.
Okay. So you're gonna like go shield first at him. Okay. Oh, first of all,
Yeah.
here's what I'm gonna rule this. Let's see. You're either gonna have to make a dex saving throw, DC 10 or more, depending on the damage that that you take from the fall. So give me a second here.
Dex saving throw.
6. It'll just be a 10. You take 7 points of falling damage, which generally means that you go prone. But you made a great athletics test. Your dex save made it. Generally, I wouldn't allow you to land if you take any damage on your feet, but with everything you just pulled, I'm going to allow it. So go ahead and make your athletics test if you're wanting to do your shield bash. Dang. I don't think he's going to be able to do my. Okay, actually, he can do his acrobatics against you, I think, can't he? I think he can. Oh my god. All right. You knock his ass to the ground. You ricochet him off of a wall. He clatters to the floor right in front of Grundar. All right. And that's it. That's all your action.
Oh, I didn't get to attack him.
No, you used your athletics test. That's your action. But he's
Oh,
down.
but I was allowed to shield bash him.
Yeah, it's a bonus. Oh no,
Okay.
you know what? You know what? You can't.
'Cause
It's
it's
only
a-
when you take the. It's only when you
Because
take the
it's
attack.
attack.
I apologize. Yeah, here I am letting you do all this crazy shit. Okay,
I mean,
so
I thought, yeah.
you land. You do the superhero landing next to him.
Well, I think I need to do my action surge to finish this. If I'm not gonna get to attack him with that,
That is your that's your prerogative if you want to.
I think I have to.
Can you just take blunt trauma as you use falling damage?
Like, I'll take the trauma and he'll take the trauma combined. And we'll see who's staying at the end. Like if I just land on him.
I mean, technically, I suppose you could.
Nah, I'm gonna attack him. I'm gonna use my action surge.
So you basically grab some eaves overhead, haul yourself out around the edge. You sort of get your body twisted. You're able to get your feet against the corner, push like you kind of slide down the other wall, do the superhero landing, pop up, and the sword starts going. All right, got it. You are a fighter. So make your
He's
attacks.
supposed to be a little bit funner to play than, I mean, Killian is fun in a different, like, sneaky sniper type of way, but like this is why I wanted killing it.
Just wait until level 11 when you get 3 attacks.
Yeesh. That just hit.
12 damage. Damn.
Dang. Okay. Amir, you immediately sense, oh my god, I'm gonna die here. That does not hit.
I had an advantage. I knocked him down.
Oh, you know what? Okay, yeah, that's right. Well, we saved it that you can use that. So yeah, you're right. You do 7 more.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Let's see if you can pull all this off. Oh, damn it. Okay, he's going to use his reaction. Have it.
I did 19 with Killian and with Kellinen. Back to back. 19. I'm pretty sure that's what I did with Killian.
I don't know if I can do anything. Let's see.
Well, he's on his back right now. Like the girl he is.
Okay, he gets up.
And he's frozen, right? So standing is half. Maybe not for him. I don't know.
10 to 20, so he's got 10 left. From that, okay, he's going to make, okay, Kellinan. Okay, so the other thing he's going to do is he's going to disengage. He's going to get through you. So he's going to, okay, okay, how does that work? He's going to try to roll through your space. I think he's got to make an acrobatics test. I'm doing everything I can to get him the hell out of here.
No, this guy ain't going anywhere.
No,
Okay.
he's Hunter's Mark.
Kellinan, you can make an acrobatics check.
What am I doing?
You're making an acrobatics
Acrobatics?
check. Yeah, if you don't have it, you default to Dex.
I have a 1 in acrobatics.
Oh, it's
And
plus
Dex.
1, but
Right, plus 1.
Wasn't
I'd
enough.
say
Damn.
20 isn't enough.
He didn't have advantage on it. He was up. He only got a 17. So he beat you, and he rolls right past you. And he
What
gets
was
to
I
there.
doing? What was I doing for acrobatics though?
It's an opposed acrobatics check. He tumbled away from you.
Huh.
So do we get attacks of opportunity since he moved out of the way?
No, he disengaged, but he could only make it that far. Hang on, that was his one action.
Except for his move is next. So
Engage. Hang on a second. So he got up. That was half. He moved. That'd be 10.
He was frosty too.
Right. So that's why he's moving slow.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. He could move. 20. Yeah, he can. He can't. Okay, so he's 5, 10. He can only move about that far. He flounders out into the water. That's about all he can do. All right, Grundar.
Grundar is going to. Sorry, I was distracted for a second.
He hasn't been hit yet. Okay.
Yeah, no,
All right.
Grundar hasn't been hit yet at all. Yeah, 25 gets him there.
Yep.
And Grundar has 35 feet of movement, by the way.
Oh, does he?
Mm-hmm.
As soon as you
and-
step into water, though, you're at halves. You're
Yeah,
at half.
so Grundar is going to
Yeah.
make 2 reckless attacks at him.
Okay.
If I could find Grundar's sheet. There it is. So there's 1.
Oh. All right.
There's 2. If the 15 doesn't hit, I'll roll the d8.
It does not hit.
Rolling the d8.
Oof.
Suck it!
All right. You hit him twice. he kind of hit him with the axe so hard his body goes underwater. And then it just kind of bobs to the surface again, and he hits it again, and it kind of bobs down and comes back up again. And it just kind of floats out to about here, and it's gently floating away from the dock. It's just kind of.
Killian is going to quickly tie a rope to one of his arrows and spearfish this motherfucker.
Okay,
Go
you can
fish.
do that. You can do that. It's going to be a disadvantage, unfortunately. You know, they didn't have nice twine back in the day, so it's
Oh,
you're not going to get great
I don't
shots
have any fun. Oh,
unless you've got if you've got silk rope. I'll straight up. I doubt you do.
I don't have anything written down for that.
Okay. Then you can
so-
do it. It'll be a disadvantage, but at this point, it's a wash because he's unconscious.
Okay.
So if you want to make the roll, okay, you hit. You reel his ass back in.
Oh yes.
The
Nice.
shot to hit him finished him off.
Alright, well, if we're out of combat, I'm gonna keep detect ops up for just a minute, just to make sure he's dead.
I'm gonna turn to Amir and say,
You
"Where
hear-
the fuck did all those animals come from?"
You hear
I
all
don't
of it. You
fucking
hear like this
know.
last. It's close enough to standard Elvish that you understand it. Just why, and then that was it. You know.
Because you're an asshole.
You
It's pretty
actually get a visual for just a moment, and it's a bit chilling, Amir. And you see a white-haired, black-skinned woman, a drow elf. Okay, red eyes, red lambent eyes, and she's wearing almost nothing. And behind her, there appears to be like an altar of some kind, a massive altar with like this sort of spider leg thing behind it, but it's in shadow. And flanking this woman on either side are these drow-looking men, but from the waist down, they turn into monstrous spiders.
Striders.
You've never seen anything quite like it. but you get this sense of disappointment and failure, and then it fades.
Oh shit. That's that. Okay, that was crazy.
You think as it fades, it's difficult to know, but as as the picture fades, you almost feel as like her reddish eyes look at you, but you can't be certain. And in that moment, you know, the hairs on your arms and the back of your neck just go up.
Fucking drow, dude. Ah. They're so fucking creepy.
Balner, you ritually detect magic over this thing. By the way, at this point, the fire's starting to come up through bits of the roof, and you hear across the across the river, you hear an alarm bell going off. People are coming out now from various buildings around here. You hear people are like, get the buckets, we got a fire.
Amir,
You're all down in this alley.
you want to like start putting that thing out?
Who are you
Oh.
talking to? Oh, Amir. Yeah.
Amir.
Would I be able
Iceman.
to just like keep just casting Ray of Frost over and over again?
Or you might be able to at least limit the damage until the bucket leak.
I mean, prestidigitation is not going to be enough to do it, but yeah, I mean,
Well, Ray of Frost. I mean, it would probably melt the frost, but I mean that makes water.
right. Quickly, so Balner, you've kind of gotten used to doing this. You ritually detect magic over this dead drow, and he has rings on both fingers that radiate magic. Also, there's a pouch in his belt that radiates magic, and
And his
he
armor,
had a
and his weapon, and his crossbow.
well, right, yeah, and he had a crossbow, a hand crossbow attached to a thong around his wrist. It radiates magic too.
Guy
Jeez.
had a thumb
Cool.
on his hand. Kinky.
I want the hand crossbow so I can hold my shield and then shoot people behind my shield.
Magic, and this guy's gonna get the same. Is there, any big fish that like to eat people in the river?
There are, in fact, you've been around this area for a while. You know that there are gar that are known to ply this river.
We're gonna go fishing for? Or we're gonna use him as bait and go fishing
Oh,
for
yeah,
dinner.
well, we're gonna take his head and we're sticking on a pike, a drow.
So yeah, you found 4 magical things on this guy. He also had a small pack, very small, very compact, and in it actually it's funny that we were talking about rope. He actually has rope that is lighter than silk rope. It's about half it's about it's about a pound for 50 foot of rope. And
Spider silk?
Yeah.
As I guess. I mean, drows. They have a thing about spiders, so. Neato.
So, so you've got a magic crossbow, a magic pouch, and 2 magic rings.
What are did we check the rings and see what they did?
You really haven't had time at the moment.
Okay,
You've just
no,
done
that's
the
fair. Okay.
Quick detection. One of them's abjuration. One of them is like transmutation, and then the pouch actually has like a conjuration aura around it, and then the weapon is just a standard enchantment.
I think I know where if it's conjuration, I think I know where the animals came from.
Yeah. We better still get XP for him, Tony.
You guys are so XP hungry.
Well, quick,
We're
summon
fighting
another one. We'll kill
giants.
it.
We're fighting giants and we're fighting armies of orcs and undead, and yeah, we want to
Well,
be able to.
let's be honest here. You ran from an army of orcs.
Yeah. Fuck
But
yeah.
we fought like a squad. We fought like a platoon of giants. All right, like there's
A
you know,
platoon. The number
and this was after we fought our second army of undead, so army of darkness thing going on.
right.
So
Oh shoot. So
and we just fought like the circus on the river. That was, I mean,
I'm just waiting for the carnies to come after us now.
right. You killed our bear. You killed our tiger. All right. So the local.
I was kind of sorry. I was kind of disappointed that the gorilla died so quick because I was going to light it on fire with my cantrip so we could have Harambe Flambe.
Harambe, flambe. Yep. Card.
Oh my god.
Card. Needs a card.
He's
Get
well. No,
that-
he
Get
did.
that man a card.
Yeah, he did use one. I want to try to keep it to three at any given time, but I think you earned a third.
Harambe, flambe. I'm gonna use that in the future. Stealing it.
What was your other one you were telling me about? The baby mama llama drama.
Baby Mama Llama Drama. Yeah.
All right. Okay, so the locals from around this mill, they all pitch in. There's the river's right there, so they just start a water brigade, and they eventually get the fire put out. What do you guys do? What do you do with this body? What do you do with this? I mean, you've got this corpse. You've got a.
Well, first we strip it of anything of value, including his armor,
He actually
And then we're
didn't have any.
and then we're gonna behead him. Take the head in
What
the
kind of
sack, come out
magic-
a pike outside the city.
As a
Okay,
warning to
what
all
kind
other
of-
drow that would be roaming around outside of the Underdark.
And the body is out, going to be floating out in the river. It's going to get eaten.
What kind of magic stuff does he have on him? And
He's
how
got
can I
rings
get
and
that? How can I get that tiger skin to like fucking fit on my armor? Like, those are my two questions.
That is
So
cool.
we're
Be
gonna-
like a Roman
so-
legionnaire kind of thing.
Yeah, so now I
That's
think
right.
we have
And
to
I want
change
the
here
big
from.
fucking plume on his helmet too. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
but at this point, we're going to have to take away the Gaston reference and go straight to Hercules with the scar pelt
Right.
yes, with the
from
scar.
the Lion King.
Yeah, that was good.
Yes. So you behead the drow. You take the head with you, pretty grisly, and what you kick the body after you've looted it back out into the river.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Really, nobody's paying much attention to you guys because of the fire that they're trying to put out, which is kind of spread to the office building and part of the warehouse too. So,
Try and help
you-
put the fire out too.
Yeah, if they can put out the fire, there might be some clues up there. There was a dead body, like a guy who was tortured to death up there.
Okay, there's probably 20-some people participating in that, and you guys get the fire out. That it takes a good chunk of the rest of the night. The Knights of the Watch also like split off a small detachment and come over to help manage the fire too. So you
So-
guys head back up into the warehouse afterward and try to make sense of what you what you see there.
I think.
Yeah,
I
I mean, we
think
can't lose the
Amir-
lumber mill.
I think Amir
Interesting
would
up.
have some interest in seeing what might have happened, trying to deduce it.
All right. What's your passive investigation? 20-something? 19?
22, I think.
Oh wow. Okay.
Oh my gosh,
All right.
that's insane.
You so clearly somebody was murdered here, right? You go up to the second floor, which is way over to the right. You can kind of see that somebody's not only been murdered but brutally tortured too. You recognize the person that's been murdered as a man who resettled here from a little town called Pregmere, and he was just simply known as Willems of Pregmere. And after conferring with the rest of the group, you come to realize, Balner, that the murdered man is the one who came to see you and told you that he wanted you to investigate the sawmill, which now makes you wonder if you actually met this guy, or if you actually met
A doppelganger.
the drow, who you're pretty confident now is the one who's been.
Changing shape.
You deduce, Amir, that this guy's been dead for about 3 days.
Yeah, it was definitely
is-
the doppelganger.
Yeah. So we
that
were
came
set
and
up.
saw you. Okay, now it makes more sense. All the specific wounds that the servants took at Rose's place, and just the way the doppelganger was able to operate. I think we killed him.
Yeah, you actually that's a great point. You investigated like what happened to the servants at Rose's, and a lot of the wounds match. Puncture wounds. Now you're actually able to see. You look a little more closely, like poisoned, probably paralyzed, and then tortured at will. Person unable to even so much as utter a whisper. It's chilling. You salvaged the guy's pack before you beheaded him and threw his body in the river. You find a small assortment of very small vials. It's probably like 5 vials, foul-smelling liquids in there. Also some papers. The papers are written in a language you don't understand,
I don't have any spell slots.
but you know with a good night's rest you'll be able to figure it out.
Yeah.
So
I'll look to Leon and say, well, I think we've done all we can here. Let's maybe you need to go find Rose.
Yeah, I think that's probably the best thing. Do I read? Can I read the? Can I read the letters?
you look over Amir's shoulders as he's rifling. They're not in a language that you understand.
But I understand different languages than him.
Right.
I'm just kidding. I'm just messing with you.
Like one. There's one that you know that I don't.
And I'm gonna hold that one over you for as long as I can.
Not for long.
You're gonna learn those too, huh?
Yeah.
All right.
So
yeah.
I'll have to go. Have to go see Rose. I'll have to go back to the house. I mean, I think we're probably calling it a like time to split up and go do our long rest kind of thing, and then meet back up at the stream view in the morning to go to the to head west, right?
Well, we need to talk to Okar, Iron Eyes.
Yeah, he's the one that's taking us west.
Yeah.
I thought we were supposed to take care of the ogres or the orcs. I mean,
That was actually a red herring brought about by the drow
Yeah.
/ doppelganger. He was just trying to lure us into a trap.
Yeah, I don't think we can take on the after like seeing the orcs. Leonin doesn't think we can take on the orcs right now. As much as he'd like to like fulfill Killian's request at the current moment.
I see how it is.
Like
You go help some dwarf. Get back his.
You saw him.
It's only the one dwarf. He's gonna live in this place by himself, and we're just gonna abandon the dim forest, which is right here. I see how it is. Okay.
Hey, you're not killing anymore.
I get to play him sometimes. Okay, what does Killian say about that?
Yeah, Tony, what does Killian say?
I'm sorry, I was looking something up. What does he say about what?
So, Leonin had promised Killian that we were going to help him take care of the orcs in the dim forest. But after looking at the strength that they have with the riders and everything, that Leanin and I think Amir at this point have kind of, and I'm sure Balner too, have kind of thought that it is better to go west right now as opposed to taking on the orcs because he doesn't know if we're strong enough yet to
Fairweather
take those
friends
orcs
is
on.
what these guys are. Fairweather friends. Allies of convenience.
Killian says, as long as they're in the forest, they're my people's problem.
It's a pride thing.
Yeah, it's a. Yeah, I understand that.
He says, your knights, I've seen them fight. They're not up for this kind of fighting. Not unless you can draw them out into the open.
Well, we are just. I don't know if we're strong enough to beat them yet, my friend.
He says that time may come soon.
Yeah, once our DM lets us get to level 6.
That could be years.
All right, so I think we've kind of settled that up with Killian.
Alright, so I murder Leon's horse. Does that get me to level 6?
Right.
Is it what?
He murdered my horse. Does that get me to level 6?
No, but Leon's not walking.
That's right.
Or I could. I had fly up for a little while.
Okay. So you guys all head back to get some rest, correct?
Yeah. I'm sure there's going to be an interesting scenario when I get back to the manor of what's her faces. What's
Rose?
the Cowles estate.
So you guys all head back to the ferry. Ferry ends up with a lot of traffic. Of course, there's townsfolk from Hochoch heading out to check on the fire at the sawmill. More men from the watch. So you end up having to wait a couple times. You have to wait for it to come back a couple times before you're able to get on there. But you get back into town.
Whoa. I am leading
Okay, never
Farvale.
mind. I guess. All right, you're not waiting. Whatever. Okay, so you get there. You get into town and you head your separate ways. So start with where do you head, Belner?
Well, I hand the drow head to the knights and say, put that on a pike outside the city.
Okay. What? Like you hand it to a lieutenant. He looks at it. Kind of first with a bit of disgust, and he's like, "What is this?"
It's the head.
It's a drow.
It's the head of one of the drow.
It's a drow.
It's a drow.
Can we
It's
change?
a
drow.
Can we change their names to drows in this game? This is Oworth, after all.
This is the head of a drow. It's a very bad creature. The worst. Terrible.
There's nothing worse. Take my word for it.
Right.
I know these things.
Believe me.
If
All
it
right.
weren't for the Democrats, we wouldn't have drow all over. Terrible.
We need a wall. We need a bigger wall. Let's make Hochoch great again. Lean in Farvale.
Oh gosh. All right. So
It's gonna be huge. Huge.
all right. So
We need a
Balner,
quad.
The wall will
got-
be the best.
Nobody
I got
deserves a quad
huge,
more than I do.
huge plans. Huge.
Okay. And then
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna tell you this is gonna be the best wall ever.
you
Best
actually,
wall.
Ryan, you actually sound more like Baldwin playing him than you. All right. So back to you, Jason. So Balner, he drops off the decapitated drow head. Drow head.
Yes.
Oworth.
Right. Okay. So you, where do you head after that?
I head back to the inn to clean up and sleep because that was I took a lot of damage.
You're not gonna lay on the hands?
I'm out of spells, so she'll have to lay on the hands on.
Actually,
I'm gonna approach the lady after I clean up about sexual.
You cut out for a minute. Say that again.
I didn't hear that.
I said after I clean up, I need to approach Delaney about a little sexual healing.
Right. Delaney sees you drag an ass back into the bar. I mean, you look like, death formed over. And she actually excuses herself and she helps you upstairs. And, she has a bath brought up for you and she cleans your wounds for you. And she takes good care of you that night.
Good.
All right. Amir, you go back to your quiet cottage, which you still haven't really had an opportunity to truly clean up.
Nope.
Slap the pack with some of these other items down on the table with all of the papers and just pass out in bed.
Yeah.
What happened with the ring?
He's not
I
putting it
would've
back in
asked-
that pocket.
I would have asked
music.
somebody else to carry it.
I'll carry it. Just kidding. No, Amir's the best person to carry it.
I mean, I would have given it to. I would have asked. I would have asked either Balner or Kellenan to carry it.
Oh, you wouldn't want
Oh,
Grandguard
you
to
wouldn't even
carry it?
ask. You wouldn't even ask Leonin to carry it.
No.
It's
No
okay.
hesitation. No.
It probably would have been too heavy for him anyways.
Right. So, yeah, I mean, you probably would consider Balner to do that. I mean, he's pretty stalwart. You've seen him in action. He's he's not incorruptible perhaps, but he's probably the next best thing to it.
Yeah.
So, Balner, you're carrying this ring of Nerol now.
Okay.
I'll put it in your little sheet there. Where did I put that? I'll find it. All right.
And
So
first thing in the morning, I go see the father
Polemius?
Polemius, and say this needs to be destroyed.
Oh, you're gonna give it to him. Okay. All right. So
No. I'm going to work with him so that all the clerics, in that thing, that have temples there, help destroy this ring.
Gotcha.
Group project.
Group project destroy the evil ring. Yeah. Kellen, where do you head for the night?
Yeah, Kellen's been, I guess, staying in his hotel room. I guess that's where he was staying, right?
Same place as Balner then. Okay.
You hear banging all evening. Just the sound of a creaking bed and loud screams.
God.
I'm sorry.
So you just head straight up. You just head straight up to your room, or you look companion for the night.
I wanted to get that tiger skin, and did we get any kind of magic items off that guy? The drow?
Yeah, two rings,
stuff.
a small bag, and a crossbow, hand crossbow.
What were the rings? What are we doing with those?
No, nobody's had time to really do any investigation into them yet.
Oh,
You
well, I'm
need
probably not the one.
time
to
and
do
an
that.
Arcana check.
Well, I am not Grundar, so I cannot do the Arcana check. So
Right.
yeah, he's gonna take the tiger skin and take it to go get it put in on part of his armor, and then go hang out at the bar and
So you probably take the time to
relax
skin it.
for
So
the-
you probably stay out there longer than anybody else does at the sawmill just to get the damn thing skinned.
that, or just carry the thing back to the town.
The whole tiger. That tiger is like a 500-pound tiger.
Awesome.
He's been carrying
Or
like
more.
1,000-pound sled, hadn't he?
That's
Well, that's
crazy.
true. That's probably true. You just grab by the back legs and drag it. Drag
Yeah.
a tiger into town. All right. Well, whatever.
He is based on like Achilles and Hercules, so
Yeah.
he
You
is the
wake up.
demigod.
You wake up in the morning. You're eating breakfast. There's a small crowd of people in the stables wondering at this hide that you've got strung up in the stables. And all right, all right. We'll come back to you for a minute, Leon. It would probably be a minute. But Amir, you get up in the morning, feeling quite refreshed. You haven't really heard anything from your sister in a bit, but you think also too, like, with as exhausted as you are, you may just simply may not have noticed. But you stagger back out of your bedroom on the the kitchen table, which is one of the few things that kind of uprighted again, is that stack of papers.
Yep. I'll immediately get to work. I'll pop comprehend languages.
All right. The gist of it is that the person that you've been okay. So the woman that you killed and then killed again, the blue drow, her name was Gelgola Ozad. This guy's name was Orvach Karasima. And both of them were agents working for a priestess of Loth named Pefono.
Olf is the dead dude that was underground, right?
No.
Alf is
No.
the drow goddess.
Oh, but I don't know shit about religions in this
Right.
game, so continue.
So you read through. How long does comprehend last?
An hour.
In that hour, you breeze through as quick as you can to try to capture the majority out of everything here. You learn a couple of things. Gelgala was a warlock who earned her power directly from Loth, but was not necessarily a priestess. She was more like an emissary, right?
Right.
She was very much entranced with the dead, which is what led her to. This is just based on all these missives. Led her to investigate more about the history of Hochoch. Found out about what had happened here. Used it to her advantage by finding Ring of Nerol.
Right.
And then she turned it to her will. Orvach was his job was to undermine everything in the city, and at the point, and like there's even a few missives. You're not sure how he'd been sending and receiving them, but there'd been a few missives that were even recent. Like there's mention of the day that you encountered Gelgala's familiar out at Biori's Teeth. That's the way they describe it.
Mm-hmm.
So you were reading her mind while it was inside the familiar.
Familiar, right.
Okay. Her job was to relay information back to the orcs using her familiar. Then his job was to stay in the city, use his particular abilities to appear to be other people. There's mention made of him impersonating Kirdan. At one point, he names your group as the greatest threat to their destabilization efforts. And after you killed Gelgala, he makes mention of that he had to use the last of the charms that Pafono had provided in case something like that actually happened, right? So he revivified her, brought her back in some way, but that was the last one he could do. And the only chilling thing that that's the last missive from this Pafono is that it says, due to your inability to close out this part of Jeff as you were expected to, I'm sending someone to replace you.
Oh fuck. Well, at least we know.
We need to write back. Say, have him meet me at this place and time.
If I knew how they were sending the messages, I would, in a heartbeat. But I don't know how they were sending the messages.
I mean, there's a lot more, but that's about what you're able to pick out of everything
Right.
before you run out of time to
Um,
comprehend languages.
the one with the sending someone to replace them. Can I get like a basic estimate of like when that one might have arrived? Were they dated?
The closest that these messages come back and forth seems to be about 3 weeks.
Okay.
So really, there's only about one message back and forth between them from the time that you get named as a threat to when she says,
Right.
I'm sending someone to replace you. Well, it's not exactly how it translates. It's to help you, but there's like drow have like like subtle nuances to implied threats, and so that's what it meant.
Well, shit. Okay.
Okay, all right. Off to you, Ryan.
Cool.
So we'll back up to the previous evening. You get into the Cowles estate very late.
Okay. I'll actually probably just sneak in then, unless anybody's up.
Okay, the first thing everybody's up. That's
Oh.
what's alarming. Everybody's up and everybody's wearing black.
Everybody's wearing black. Okay. I'll kind of walk in.
Were they all kung fu fighting?
I'll kind of walk in and be like, "Is there anybody by the door?"
Yeah, Rose's main manservant. He's like, "Oh, Lord Leonin," he says, "You've come back at a terrible time. Sir Cowles is
You're about to say I'm gonna be like,
passed away."
"Did cows die?" I'm gonna be like, "Did cows die?"
He says, yes, he has. He expired earlier this evening. Have you heard anything? Have you heard anything about the Lady Cowles yet?
She's not here.
He looks like he kind of perks up at this. He goes, "Have you found her?"
No, we didn't find her yet. I just thought she might have come back.
No, sir. He says, to be honest with you, he says, with Lady Cowles gone and Sir Cowles now expired, he says, she had explicit instructions that the estate be held in trust by you until her return, for her son, young Master Andre.
Of course she did.
He says, we're going to need your assistance, sir, in the dispositioning of the Sir Cowles' assets. Unless you plan to take on his businesses, I suppose, or hold them as well for the lady until hopefully she returns. He says, kind of,
I'm gonna
looks down again.
like before the guy even finishes talking, I'm gonna like put up my finger and be like, "Let's talk about this in the morning. This isn't the time." And I'm actually gonna leave.
Leave the house.
Yeah.
Okay.
I am going to. Damn you, Tony. I'm going to go to the castle.
Okay, you go. You go
I'm
to the
going to the castle.
Hochoch Keep. Okay.
Yeah, and if anybody stops me, I'm just gonna be like, I have to do something real quick. I'm gonna stand, at. There's a kind of like a little like lighthouse tower on the river. If
Mhm.
you look at the map, it's like number 2. I don't know if you can throw the map up there for us.
Yeah, sure.
It's like number 2 on the map.
Yep.
I'm going out there, and I'm gonna cast. I'm gonna cast the new thing that I just learned.
Booming challenge.
Booming challenge.
And it's at the Boom Tower, as it's called.
Yeah. And I'm just gonna yell at the top of my lungs and say, "Damn you, Rose!"
Okay, you guys all hear this. I mean, it pretty much echoes over.
Like then everybody hears it. Like,
Oh yeah.
like as loud as my bard voice will like carry.
All right. Lights come on all over the city. Dogs bark. Yeah, it's you definitely make an impact.
And then I'm just gonna go back to the house and not talk to anybody and just go to bed.
Okay.
That's
And then-
my evening.
All right. I think that's actually a great stopping point for the moment. Here's what I will tell you. Who has Arcana? Anybody?
I have everything, Tony.
I think I just have religion.
You guys are gonna have time, and you guys can figure it out. I'm not gonna make a roll.
Okay.
One of his rings is simply a ring of protection.
Yeah, I figured with
Plus 1 armor class, plus 1
abjuration.
saving throws. Yeah.
Hey, I would like that, please.
The other ring is a ring of jumping. Also requires attunement. Lets you cast jump as a bonus action. Probably great for the fighter, honestly.
I would say so.
But he wished he had that when he pulled off that crazy maneuver earlier. The hand crossbow is just a hand crossbow plus 1.
Yep.
The pouch is a bag of tricks.
Yep.
It's a tan bag of tricks.
Can't remember how those work.
You basically you reach in, you pull out here. I'll show you. Here now that you guys are
In
able to
possession of it. Yeah.
I'll make it so that you can actually use basically I have a macro.
Right. Does it
let's
require
see.
attunement?
I'll have to look, but I don't think it does. So you should see down in bar, down at the very bottom now, you should see a bag of tricks. Hang on. I still didn't get it quite right. I've got it set to do a roll just for me.
Bag of tricks.
There you go. If you make the roll,
What bag of tricks?
you pull something out and boom, voila. You just pulled a tiger out of the bag.
See, you said it was 10?
It's a tan bag of tricks.
Whew. That is a good one. But then again, man, they all got good
They
stuff
all,
on 'em.
yeah, they all have decent stuff.
Who's they all?
There's 3 different colors for the bag of tricks, and each bag has different animals. Holy shit. Did you just pick which ones he pulled out, or did you actually roll?
I believe it or not, I actually rolled.
And he rolled a fucking tiger. I can't believe that.
Well, I just rolled it again, and I got another tiger. And actually, I rolled it to just the GM before that, and I got a tiger. So I don't know what the deal is, but I just keep getting it. So
It doesn't look like it needs to be attuned. Nope, it doesn't.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the Wand of Wonder in that it's got a lot of randomness to it, so I guess it doesn't need attunement. I don't know.
All right, guys. We'll catch up next Monday.
Yeah, sounds good. See you guys at level 6.
Can
You'll
I make a
see us in
request?
3 more
Kind of
sessions.
doubt it.
Bob,
Yeah,
Jason has a request.
Can I make a request? Like the next adventure, can the bad guy drop something I can use?
Well, anybody can use a bag of tricks.
Whoops.
So
Right, but it's going to basically go to the people who are the less combat oriented. As far
Thanks
as
for watching,
people
guys. Good night.